Hey, beautiful people, it's Rickita, and I'm back with another video. I'm back live, you guys.
Realtor and credit repair expert. Hey, beautiful people, it's Rickita, and I'm back with another video.
Okay, you guys, so today I want us to talk about utilization. So I want us to talk about how you guys can fix your utilization, how much you should spend on your credit cards. Even what is utilization, Rickita? Like, what are you talking about? I want to even talk about what is utilization in the first place, to you guys. So let me go ahead and share this with my texting club, you guys. Make sure you guys are texting score to 21,000 so that you guys can be a part of my texting club. So whenever I'm live, I can actually go ahead and send you that link so that you don't have to guess like where it's at. You guys will automatically get that link to let you guys know that I am live. And you guys can catch me instead of missing me. So I'm going to go ahead and send that text message out now, you guys. And I actually recorded a video today. So I actually recorded a video about utilization because I did not want to get to the point where it was like I'm focusing on so many questions that I'm not teaching utilization. So I got the video on utilization. So you guys can definitely watch that video, and I'm gonna put it up for you guys. And don't forget, we want to wait to like 105. But since I'm like 2 minutes late coming on, you guys, I kind of want to wait a few more minutes. But I know you guys are going to be so happy to learn about utilization today. I have a worksheet, and as you guys are learning, as you guys are learning about utilization, I'm going to put that worksheet. I made a worksheet for the people that's a part of my exclusive membership. So you guys are definitely going to have that worksheet that will teach you about how much you should have in your utilization. I will have example charts so you guys can understand the utilization, how much you should spend on your credit cards. And on that worksheet, you guys can actually fill it in and fill your own numbers in. So now you don't have to guess what's your utilization. When I tell you guys, I don't want you to spend more than 5% on the credit card, now you can know what that means. Like, what do you mean, Rickita? Like, what is 5% of what my $300 credit card or my $1,000 credit card? I'm teaching that to you guys. So you guys can go ahead, fill those numbers in. So now you can know what's 5% so that you can have like the best credit score that you guys can have. So keep an open mind about utilization, you guys, in terms of spending the 5%. I know a lot of people, we're having financial problems right now. So if you guys can't spend a 5%, just make sure you guys don't go over 30%. Now, before I get into letting you guys watch this video, I just realized I haven't really fully explained what utilization is. So utilization, when it comes down to utilization, it plays a huge part in your credit. They want to know, hey, how much you're spending on your credit cards. And then they want to know, is that more than you should be spending? So when you want to look at your credit reports and you want to figure out what's your utilization, you want to figure out how much you spend compared to how much you have available as your credit limit. I always tell people, when you're looking at your credit, make sure you guys are not spending more than 5% of a credit card. Now, if you guys go on Credit Karma, you guys will see Credit Karma will tell you 30%. If you guys spend 30% on a credit card, you guys have a utilization of 30%, your credit is going to sit here. It's going to stay in one area. It's not going to go up and it's not going to go down because you're at that 30%. If you guys spend less than the 30%, you're going to start seeing your credit start going up and up. Like, oh my gosh, I'm spending 20% of my credit cards. I'm spending 15, 10%, 5%. You're going to see your credit go up. And I always tell people, like, right now, my utilization is at 2%. So I only use 2% of my credit cards right now. So I'm really practicing what I preach. Now, I told you guys, I did not practice this all the time, where sometimes I spent more than I should have on my credit card, to the point where my utilization, excuse me, my utilization is at 70% or, 60%. And I see my credit score go down 60 points, 80 points. And as soon as I paid off my credit cards, I see that my credit score went back up because my utilization went down. So if you guys want to stay at the best, like you want the most points that you can get for having a low utilization and keep your credit card balance low, then I want you guys to make sure you don't spend more than 5%. So now I kind of went into that. You guys understand if you guys have multiple credit cards, I want you guys not to spend more than 5% on a particular credit card. But if you cannot do that, say if you used to max out one credit card, I have the two $5,000 credit cards on this so I can show you how much that helped them with their utilization, because they had one credit card, they spent 30% of their utilization, another 20% and 16%. But when you add up all the credit cards, the total utilization was at 4% because they had those two $5,000 credit cards. So just check out the video, you guys. I'm going to post this video in the, let me make sure I have it even downloaded. I'm sorry, you guys, but I'm going to post this video, and I'm going to post this inside the exclusive membership class. And remember, you guys are going to get that worksheet that I used, that I created. You guys are going to get that worksheet so you can use it at home on your own credit cards, and you guys can understand what's your utilization. And then you guys can start paying down those credit cards, or just making sure that as you add on credit cards, you're adding on the right credit cards, because it's helping with your utilization. So let me make sure I have that downloaded, you guys. Yep, there we go. So let me go ahead and share that video with you guys. And then I'll be right back after the video, you guys. Hey, so I want to teach you how to understand your utilization, and I want to teach you guys about how to make sure that you guys are not spending more than 5% on your credit cards. Now, I always tell all of my clients, I want you guys to spend no more than 5% on your credit cards. So as you can see here, I created this chart, and you guys will have a copy of this chart so that you can go ahead and fill it in. But I created this chart so that you guys can understand utilization and actually map out how much you're using on your credit cards. So I kind of want to show you guys how this looks, and then I want you guys to actually create one in your own life. So let's go ahead and look at this chart. So when you guys look at this chart, understand that these are all the credit cards. These are all the balances on different credit cards. Down here is actually the total of all of the numbers. The limit, how much the credit limit is here. So you'll be able to see that here. The current percentage rate, so how much they're currently using on those credit cards. What is the current utilization for that particular credit card is here. And you can see the total is here. And then two, if you want to calculate what is 5%, you'll see that number here. What is 10%? You'll see that number here, 30%, 50%. And remember, when you think about 5, 10, 30, and 50%, we're talking about of that original $500 limit. So how much is 5% of that limit? How much is 10% of that limit? 30% and 50%. So you can see right here, this person is kind of made up. I just made this up, you guys, but let's act like this person right here, they have 6 different credit cards. So they have a kickoff credit card, they have a $10 balance, and their limit is $500. So I want to show you guys how you will calculate even one of the limits. Let me show you guys how I did that using a calculator. So let's say that let's use this calculator here. Let's actually make it a little smaller if we can. Okay, I think this is probably the smallest that I want to go. Okay, that's fine. So let's think about, they have a $500 limit and they spent $10. So what we do is we'll put 10. So we'll put the balance first, divide that by 500, and then we'll do the equal sign, and then that will equal 0.02. So that's a decimal, you guys. We want to turn it into a percentage. So anytime you guys have a decimal, you want to turn it into a percentage, all you have to do is move it over 2 times, or move this decimal point over 2 times. So behind the 0 is 1, behind the 0 is 2, and then we'll know that that number that's left, that's the percentage, which will be 2. So that will be 2%. Now, if we want to calculate, okay, so we know the limit is $500. What is 10%, Rickita? So to find out what's 10%, all you have to do is take the last digit off of any number. It will always equal 10%. So when I say take the last digit off, we have $500, but if we take that last digit off, it will equal 50. But let's go ahead and do that with our calculator. So let's go ahead and figure out what that 10% will be. So I want you guys to take the $500 times, we have to turn it into a decimal. So when we think about 10%, remember, I want you guys to understand how to move the decimal back and forth. This is a percentage, you guys. So we want to turn it into a decimal. So we want to put a decimal behind the 10, and we want to move it over 2 times. And we move it over 2 times will be 0.1 or 0.10. You don't need the 0 because, they won't even count that, but 0.1. So let's go ahead and do that times 0.1. It will equal $50. There we go, you guys. We should not spend more than $50. If you say, oh no, I want to have 30%. I don't want to spend more than 30%. Rickita, what's 30%? All we have to do is do 500 times 0.3. Or you can put the 0, you guys. Don't forget 30%. All we did was the percentage was back here. We just moved it forward 2 times so we can make it into a decimal. And then that would equal 150, which we got 150 there. And remember, 50% is just half. So half of 500 is 250. So I actually calculated all of the different credit cards. So I always tell you guys, I don't want you guys to spend more than 5%. So if you look at this Discover, if we try to figure out what their current percentage rate is right now, is 30%. They're spending 30% of their credit card. And I always tell you guys, don't spend more than 5%. So technically, we need to pay this card down right here. We need to pay this one down. We need to pay this one down because it's not under 5%. And then we need to pay that Credit One Bank down too because it's not under the 5%. And if you guys need to find out how much you need to pay down, don't forget, fill in these charts so that you can figure out, what's the percentages at 5, 10, 30, and then 50. So let's go ahead. Let's remove one of the percentages for these credit cards. You know what? Let's remove this one here. So let's go ahead and take that out. I don't want to delete the whole thing. Yeah, let's go ahead and take that off. Take this off. Take this off. Take this off. Take this off. Let's do this for 2 different credit cards, right? And then we'll do the total together again too. But let's take these off and then let's do these together because I want you guys to understand the percentage rates. Okay, we're almost there. And we're going to fill these in together and we're going to calculate it together. So now we have to figure out, okay, they spent $300 and they have a $1,000 limit. What is their current utilization? So remember, we want to clear this out. So we want to do 300 divided by 1,000 equals 0.30. So remember, we got to move this decimal over 2 times. Or you guys can, if you guys get to 0.3 and you guys want to just turn into a percentage, just multiply it by 100 too. You can move the decimal over 2 times or multiply it by 100. I like to just move it over. So you see it was 0.3 at first. I just move it over 2 times. So 1 time would be 3. One more time, we got to add a 0. So anytime you need to add another digit on, you automatically add a 0. So after the 3, it will be 3%. Again, it will be 30%, which will be here. Or you can just multiply it by 100. So that means we're at 30%. So let's go ahead and put 30% in here. So 30% is used on that credit card. Now let's figure out what's the 5%. So if we need to figure out, okay, what's 5%? If we only need to figure out if we need to only spend 5% on the credit card, what would that be? So let's do the 1,000 times, we got to turn that 5% into a decimal. So if we was to move the decimal over 2 times, it would equal 0.05 and equal. I mean, we cannot spend more than $50 on this credit card to be at 5%. Okay, so let's see, what would 10% be? So we would just do 1,000 times 0.1 equals, and that would be 100. So don't spend more than $100 on that credit card if you want to be at 10%. And remember, you guys, everybody always say, I'm not going to spend more than 30% on a credit card. I really want you guys at the 5%. So really try to focus on that 5% number. You don't need to calculate these 2 right here. I mean, these 3 right here, the 10, 8, but the 10, 30, and 50. I just calculated just so you guys can see how I came up with the number. And just in case you guys want to see it like a roundabout where you're at with your numbers. So let's go ahead and figure out what's 30% of 1,000. So 1,000 times 0.3 equals 300. So $300. And then 2, let's open that calculator back up. Now we can do 1,000 times 0.5 equals, and that will be $500. So now you guys, you see we filled the numbers back in. So now we know, hey, if you want to figure out what's 5% of your $1,000, it's going to be $50. So this is where you want to have your balance at. Now let's go ahead and do this one, and then I will show you guys how much you have to pay to get these where you need to be in utilization, and then what it will look like if we get it back to where it needs to be. So let's go ahead and add that calculator back up here. So now we have a $5,000 limit. We need to find out what's the current percentage rate utilization if we have $50 spent. So $50 divided by 5,000 equals, so 0.01, which is 1%, you guys. So that is really, really good. So 1% for that. And then let's figure out what 5% would be, because they're only spending 1% right now. Let's figure out what 5% would be. So let's scoot this over just a little bit more. 5,000 times 0.05 equals, so $250. So if you guys have a $5,000 credit card, I will tell you guys, don't spend more than $250 on that credit card. And when I say don't spend more than the $250, I mean don't spend it unless you're going to pay it back off and then have $250 spent. So your balance should be no more than $250 ever. And that will make sure that you guys will have the best credit score that you can have. So let's figure out what's the 10%, 30%, and 50%. So let's do 5,000 times 0.1 equals, that's $500. So we shouldn't spend more than $500 if we want to be at 10%. Now look, the higher the balance, the more we seem like we have available to spend too, you guys. So let's go ahead and see that 30%. Yeah, that's 30% of 5,000. Well, yeah, 30% of 5,000 times 0.3 equals, and that's 1,500. So let's go ahead and put the 1,500 here. Okay, so now let's see what 50% be, and we already know half of 5,000. We can automatically fill that in. That's 2,500. But again, you guys, if you don't know your numbers like that, rely on this calculator because it got your back. So if we got 5,000 times 0.5, which is 50%, equals 2,500. So now let's calculate, let me show you guys how I calculated all the bills. So if you guys come in here and you realize, wow, okay, I'm using this percentage on these different credit cards. If you realize, hey, I'm spending 16%, 20%, 30%, then I want you to calculate your total utilization. So this is the actual number that you're going to see on your credit reports for utilization if you guys look on Credit Karma. So to figure that out, we have to add up all of these numbers here. So we got to figure out how much we use on each credit card. So we'll add them all up. So 10 plus 300 plus 100 plus 50 plus another 50 equals 510. So we have that number here. Then we have to go ahead and calculate all of the limits. So $500 limit here, plus $1,000 limit here, plus a $500 limit here. Not 5,000, 500, plus $300 limit here, plus a $5,000 limit here, plus another $5,000 limit equals, and we got the 12,300. So we have that number there. Now let's figure out what's the current utilization. This is what you guys are going to have to figure out. If this number right here definitely have to be under 5%. Sometimes these can be a little over, just 30% guaranteed, never go over if you guys have to, right? But this number right here, 5% for sure, like no more than 5%. So let's go ahead and do 510, which is our balance, divided by how much we have available, equals, so it's a long number, you guys, 0.04146. So if we wanted to figure out what's this as a percentage, all we do is move the decimal over 2 times. Don't let it scare us. That's going to be a 4. And then you can see it's a 6 right here. We don't want to put 4.1463. We don't want to put all those numbers in there. So let's round it up, you guys. So it's going to be 4.14. But since it's a 6 right here, let's say 15. So let's round it. So let's go ahead and put that here. 4.15%, right? Now let's calculate what's 5%. Like, what's the total number? Like, hey, I can't spend more than 5%. What is that number? So if you want to figure that number out, we have to do the 12,300. And then we'll times that by 0.5 equals, and that will be the 6,150, you guys. So we don't want to spend, well, no, that don't sound right. No, that's not it. 0.05. And 0.5 will actually be 50%, you guys. I was an error. I should have put 0.05. But since we got 0.5 down, let's go ahead and sneak this in on the 50% because that's where it should be, right? And the 5%, let's go back and clear this out. It should be 12,300 times 0.05 for 5%. And then that's $615. That's more like it. See, I almost had an error, you guys, but try to use some of your sense like, wait, no, 5% is like half of how much I have available. So, yeah, you guys, try to catch yourself on that. And let's see if you guys are about to make an error. And double check your numbers sometimes. 12,300. And then we have to figure out 10%, so times 0.1 equals 1,230. And then let's figure out what's 30%. So 30% of this number will be, let's see here, you guys. This number will be 12,300 times 0.3 equals, okay, so let's copy that, 3,690. So listen, they usually tell you guys, like, don't spend more than 30% of a credit card. But think about it like this. If you had a $3,690 bill because you stayed at that 30% range, you spent all this money, you got to pay money on top of that. You have to pay the bill off and you have to pay interest. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new bills, you guys. It's 6 different credit cards. So I always tell my clients, do not spend more than 5%. So out of all of you, if you have $12,300 worth of credit cards, you shouldn't spend more than $615. And when you guys look at these credit cards up here, let's calculate how much you really should be spending, you guys. If you guys have this credit card right here, the Discover credit card, and you spent $300 is the balance, but you really need to be at the $50, what you need to do is take how much you spent and subtract how much you need to have as a balance equals. That means on your next bill or as soon as possible, pay off that $250 and that'll bring you down to the 5%. That'll bring you down to the 5% if you pay off $250 on this bill. And now your credit score should go up. And let's look at this Capital One. If you guys spent $100 and you should only spend $25, let's calculate how much you need to pay off on that bill. Minus 25 equals $75. So you guys shouldn't spend more than, well, you guys should pay off that $75 and don't spend more than that $25. And this is the last bill that's over right here, you guys. So this last bill is the last one that's over. So let's go ahead and calculate. So if you spend $50 and you shouldn't have spent, where the 5% is at, you shouldn't have spent more than $15 because that's 5%. Then let's do 50 minus 15 equals $35. You need to pay off that $35. And as you pay off these credit cards, you guys, you're going to see your credit score go up. You're going to definitely see your credit score go up. But if you guys want a copy of this form right here, don't forget you guys have this for free in the credit program. If you guys are part of the credit program, you guys will have this for free. And I want you to go in and fill out your different credit cards right here. So I'll have like the different credit cards right here. You guys can fill out your different credit cards. And I'll even make space for 20 of them if we need to. So I'll make a lot of space and you guys just go ahead and fill it in and then calculate your total. So go ahead and calculate the total that you're spending. You have to add all these up, put them at the bottom, and then divide these numbers. And if you guys have any other questions, let me know. But if you guys are a part of my exclusive membership, you guys will get this form for free. So that's really good, you guys. And I never seen anybody really have a form like this that you guys can use and calculate your utilization. But as you guys lower your utilization, you're going to see that your credit score is going to really shoot up. So I hope this is great for you guys. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments. Oh, wait, I had you guys muted. My bad. But hopefully you guys got that done, and hopefully you guys can understand how to actually use it. So hopefully you watch the whole thing so you can understand how to use the utilization worksheet that I actually created. Now, do you guys have any questions in particular about these, like, like about your credit cards and your utilization and calculating it, how to understand how much to pay down? Do you guys understand that? Because I do want to show you guys something else, because I added two $5,000 credit cards on there, and a lot of people don't even have those credit cards. So I want to show you guys like the benefits of having them on there. But if you guys have any questions, go ahead and drop them down below. I just want to show you guys something really quickly. So let me see. For the people that's a part of the exclusive membership, I have your forms on there. So I have a PDF version, so you can just print it out if you want to. Only thing is, I don't have the total because I made room for 20 credit cards. So I don't have the total. You won't see total at the bottom, but you can start wherever you're at. If you got 6 credit cards on line number 7, you're going to put total and then start calculating your total. So wherever you're at, just go ahead and put in your totals. But I have that for you guys, and I added that onto your portal, so you guys can log in and be able to see that now. You should see that that's available for you guys. So you can download that, and today, hopefully, you start getting your utilization together. So let me see if this won't even open up correctly. Okay, so let me hide this part. Okay, so perfect. Let me share something with you guys really quick. Let me say something about that too. Somebody said, how do you get in touch and speak with you personally? I have a few questions. So honestly, unless you're already a part of the membership or unless you're a client, I honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I cannot speak, because even with my clients, I'm like behind with talking to some of my clients. Like, I have a lot of appointments scheduled today, so there'll be no way for me to, every day I'm literally trying to come up with a presentation. It's like school for me right now. Every day I'm coming up with a presentation. There's no way I can do the behind the scenes, making sure stuff get deleted, and then talking to a lot of people. So the best way to talk to me is to be a part of the exclusive membership. And then you guys, don't forget, y'all can come on here and talk to me this way if you guys are part of the exclusive membership, or drop the questions inside the exclusive membership and I can talk to you that way. Or call me if you're a part of the exclusive membership. But if you're not part of the exclusive membership, you have to drop your questions here if you want to talk to me personally. But don't forget, I got Israel. You can call or text them, you guys. Here's my phone number. When you guys call or text, if you guys call or text 833 Rickita, you should get a response within 24 hours. But Troy said that he tried calling us or reaching out to us on Friday. So I literally just told Israel to call you. So hopefully Israel's calling you, and you're working out whatever you need to talk to him about. But just call or text us. And honestly, if you call him thinking, oh, I'm gonna be able to talk to Rickita, honestly, I'm just really busy right now. Only way you can really get me is if you're live right now with me, or if you're part of the exclusive membership. Like, if you guys are part of exclusive membership and you guys, when we have like a exclusive live or something like that, or if you call in and say, hey, I really need to talk to Rickita, he'll put you on my calendar. But if you're like not a client, just want to stress that if you're not a client, like, I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but I'm just so busy. Like, look at my eyes, y'all. Seriously, I got bags in my eyes. So I really need to relax some. But let's get into this. And Troy, hopefully Israel will be calling you pretty soon, because I told him to call you. So let me share my screen. So here is the Word document, you guys. This is let me remove this. Actually, add this. This is the screen. Okay. Let me remove this one here. Okay, I'm gonna read your comment. Let me get off your comments. Let's get on to our thing. I'll be right back to the comments. Let me just show you guys this thing really quickly. So these are normal accounts, you guys. For the people that don't have any credit cards and you need to add credit cards onto your credit reports. The kickoff account, that's like a free account. You can buy something for like $10 to $20 and they'll give you a $500 credit limit. So if you guys don't have any credit cards, definitely sign up for that kickoff account, right? Because it's a good credit card to have. But you guys want to make sure you don't ever buy anything more than $25, because you don't want to have more than a 5% utilization. Now, I put these numbers here just so you guys can learn how to calculate it, but on the worksheet that I have for the people that's a part of the exclusive membership, you don't have the 10, 30, or the 50% on there anymore. You don't need to know that number. I want you guys to stick to the 5%, or if you guys want to change it to 30, whatever you guys want to do, but I want you guys to stick to the 5% and just make sure you never go over that number. So you guys won't even see these 3 rows at all. So all of this information, like right here, will be deleted. Like this will be gone. You won't even see this as an option, right? So that kickoff account, that's like a free, it's kind of like a secure card. You know, you guys can go ahead and get that. Now, when you guys go ahead and get regular credit cards, like I told you guys about the Capital One, I told you guys about the Credit One Bank credit card. These are easy credit cards. If they give you a $500 limit, you don't want to spend more than $25. If they give you a $300 limit, you don't want to spend more than $15. So keep that in mind. Now, this person right here, they got these two additional accounts, $5,000 accounts, and they didn't spend much on them. So one of them is paid off. The New Coast Direct is completely paid off. And then two, they only owe $50 on the My Jewelers Club. That's about how much you're going to owe as soon as you sign up, right? So if this was not here, you guys, I want to show you guys what it would look like, what the utilization would look like without having the two $5,000 accounts there. These two $5,000 accounts is helping make sure we stay at that 4% or under that 5% utilization. But if this was not here, you guys, let me pull up the calendar, the calculator, so that we can go ahead and see what that number will look like. So let's see what the utilization would be like without the two $5,000 credit cards. So what we need to do is we need to add the Kickoff, Discover, Capital One, and Credit One Bank. We need to add all of these up and then divide it by their limits. So we got a $10 balance, $300 balance. We have a $100 balance and then a $50 balance. So we calculated, we added all those up. So that's $460. And then two, we got the $460, but then we have to divide it by these here. So I want to just calculate this in my head, you guys. Oh, you guys can't even see my calculator. Oh, I wanted you guys to see my calculator. Let me see what I have to do to make sure you guys can see my calculator. I don't think you guys are going to be able to see it, but let me write that number down right here. So if we were to calculate, it would be 460. That's if we didn't have these right here. So let's put $0 right there. And if we didn't have this account here either. Let's remove this just to make it easier for us to understand. So now let's calculate. We have to add up all of these accounts right here. So 500, that's 1,000, 1,000, 1,000 is 2,000. So $2,300. So now we have to do $460 divided by the $2,300. So the $2,300, which will equal 0.2. So that means you'll have a 20% utilization. Yeah, you have a 20% utilization altogether. So 20%, you guys, don't forget, it's under the 30%. So that's under the 30%. But with it being under the 30%, it will help your credit some because it's not at the 30. So it will help it some. But if you guys had it at the 5%, you know, utilization is 5% or under, then you'll see like a great increase in your credit score. Like I told you guys in the video, I remember last time I maxed out and spent too much on my credit card. My credit score has dropped like 60 or 80 points. It dropped a lot because if you spend too much on your credit cards, your credit score is going to drop. So if we go ahead and just calculate these we calculate these credit cards right here, then we're looking at being at a 20% utilization, which is really high because I really only want you guys at the 5%. And if we had the $2,300 times 0.05 equals, we should really only spend $115 to be at 5%. And if you guys need to spend more than that, that's why you guys need to get these $5,000 credit cards. Because remember, when we added the two $5,000 credrit cards onto this worksheet, like when we added those two $5,000 credit cards on there, we seen that now the utilization went down to 4%. Because remember, we started at 4%. But the only reason that we was at the 4% was because we had that extra $10,000 in credit cards. So now that means you got more money you could technically spend. But if that's not on there, you guys, if you guys don't have those two $5,000 credit cards, right here, you will see these two, My Jewelers and the New Coast Direct, or even any other credit card that's a high limit, then your utilization can always stay high, even by you using small amounts like this. Like this is not really a lot of money at all. It's small amounts that you're using, but still that utilization is really high because you really don't have that much money available. But as soon as you add that extra $5,000 a piece on here, then you're going to see that score, well, you're going to see that your credit score will go up because you got new accounts and they're high limits. And then on top of that too, you'll have more money available. So instead of having $2,300, you will have $12,300. And then your utilization will go down to 4.15. We calculated this earlier, and that's what if this was a $50 balance, and if this was a $5,000 account, because now you have more money available. Now your utilization should be lower, and your credit score should your credit score should go higher. It should really love you that you got those new credit cards onto your credit reports. And this one, I believe, was a 2% utilization. And look at this, you guys. If you look at it right here, 4.15 utilization total, and you got 30% spent here, 20% and 16%. But now you got these where the utilization is so low and the balance, limit is so high. That's why the utilization can go that low now. So if you guys were to pay down some of these credit cards, then you guys are going to really see that can go even lower. I told you guys my utilization right now is at 2%. Like, I don't want to spend it. I want my credit score to be at its highest point. I do not want my credit score to be like, oh, if you would have paid down this credit card, your credit score could have went up even more. And I always tell people too, because some people max out their credit cards, and my solution to maxed out credit cards is this. You can just remove the account from your credit report if you're like desperate and you know you're never going to pay it off. If you know you're never going to pay it off, or if you guys know you're going to pay off your credit cards and you want to still try to save your credit, you want to have the best credit score, sign up for the My Jewelers Club and the New Coast Direct, because these are two $5,000 credit cards that I know they're going to stay on your credit reports. But hopefully this is useful for you guys. When you guys get this, you're going to see there's 20 different spots here. So you can put your different credit cards. So whatever your credit card is, you'll go ahead and fill the name of the credit cards in, check and see what your balance is, how much you owe on your credit cards, and fill those numbers in. And then check and see what's your limit if you don't know it already. How much do you have available? How much is your total limit on your credit cards? You'll put your limits here, and then you'll start calculating. Figure out, compared to how much you have with your balance and your limit, how much is your current utilization, and then try to figure out what's that 5%. When you guys figure out the 5%, aim towards keeping your balance at that amount or lower. Seriously, you're going to see your credit score really do numbers. Like, seriously, you're going to see your credit score go higher and higher and higher. Now, I want to kind of skip around the comments because I kind of seen some of them, but somebody said something about that. Some people's asking about the AG Jewelers account, and I told you guys, I suggested you guys check out that new account, but now I do not suggest it anymore, because when you guys look on the AG Jewelers account, let me actually go ahead and pull that up, and then I'll pull up the other company that they're associated with to you guys. When you pull up their account, when you pull up their website, they're saying that they're going to go ahead and add a $10,000 account to your credit reports, and it's 3 of them. Well, it will add to all 3 credit bureaus. Let me not talk and do things, y'all, because I'm all over the place. Let me add the thing and then I'll talk. So let me bring it up and then I'll tell you guys what I mean. There we go. Because I can't move and talk at the same time. But this is the AG Jewelers account. So I see a lot of people, it's like 2 people that asked about this account, and a lot of people still ask about it when we go live. And I told you guys, but it come down to this account right here. Before, they even sent out emails telling you guys they're not posting. I made a video. They're not posting these to your credit reports, TransUnion, Experian. I made a video letting you know that they said that they were going to give you that $10,000 line to your credit reports. But something is happening right now to the point where they're not adding that account to TransUnion or Experian, or if they do add it, it will somehow fall off. So now you will see, okay, I got a $10,000 line added to credit reports, which is equivalent to the My Jewelers and the New Coast Direct together. You got 10,000 all together on one account. But when you guys sign up for that account, it's not posting to the credit bureaus. Let me just say that, and let's leave it at that. It's not posting to the credit bureaus. I don't want to go too into details with them, because I just thought about it. When I talk too much about it, people start signing up for stuff, and I don't want to talk too much about it. So my recommendation right now, they said when you sign up for that account, they're going to put it on your TransUnion Experian credit report. They're not doing that right now. Something is wrong, so they're not actually putting on your credit report. So I suggest if people trying to get the AG Jewelers, get the New Coast Direct and get the My Jewelers Club, because when I signed up for those accounts, even though it's more money, when I signed up for them, I seen that they were added to my credit reports. And my credit scores, when I first signed up for the My Jewelers, it went up 60 points. So I know it's going to get added to your credit report, so sign up for them. Now, the AG Jewelers, you guys, I don't recommend it right now. Until they can get their stuff together, I don't recommend it. Now, this is the other account that they have where they said they'll put the $12,500 account onto the credit reports. It's the same exact. They're both connected. It's like the same. It's under like the same company, you guys. But people were saying that this is falling off their credit report too. So I no longer suggest this at all, you guys. I made a video about it, like, hey, you guys should look into signing up for them, but sign up for the company. But when people sign up for the company, the account was added to the credit reports. For some reason, it actually fell off. So I don't want to talk too much about it, go into great details. I just suggest that everybody sign up for the New Coast Direct and sign up for the My Jewelers Club. And I will let you guys know. If you guys watch me live, I will do a public announcement when I suggest that people sign up for this, saying, hey, they're working now, but right now they're not working. So that's the end of that. I don't want to go into more details about that account. And so let's start at the top. I just want to get that out the way. So hello. I didn't get to say hi to anybody. So hey, how is everybody doing? A credit cousin. Hey, credit cousin, good afternoon. I signed up for kickoff last night. Oh, the little pretty baby. That's good. You signed up for kickoff. Now, people that some people hear different credit cards, because I remember I was that person. I hear a different thing. I'm like, oh, this may work for me. You signed up for it. Maybe I should do it. If you guys do not have the 4 credit cards, or if you guys cannot get, say if you guys don't have the 4 credit cards and maybe you need to start with secure accounts and you need to start building your credit, then I suggest you guys sign up for that kickoff account. But if you're like in my situation, you already got credit cards, you got limits over $500, don't think about signing up for that kickoff account, because you may be able to get regular credit cards with higher limits. When I signed up for that account, you guys, I just recently signed up for that kickoff account. And remember, that account really is not meant for me. I signed up just because I want to see how long it's going to take for it to get added to my credit reports, which was only 8 days, right? It's good for some people, but when I signed up for it, it dropped my credit score 10 points. That's because I already have credit cards. It's like a secure credit card. So I went backwards. When you go backwards and get credit cards you don't need, the lower limits, then you're going to see your credit score drop. But when I signed up for that original kickoff account, you guys had an original kickoff account. When I signed up for it, I can desperately use extra points. So my credit score already dropped, like, remember I told you guys my credit score dropped like 60, 80 points on some of my credit reports. My credit score dropped already, right? So it dropped. So when I signed up for the kickoff account, my credit score went up 37 points because I needed some points. Like my credit, it's like, give me something. We just have to drop you for your utilization. But as soon as I paid down my credit cards, my credit scores went right back up even more. But when I signed up for original kickoff account, my credit scores went up 37 points. But that was an installment account. Maybe I was lacking some in my installment accounts. Who knows? But when I signed up for a new one now with the credit cards, I already have multiple credit cards. I have credit limits that's really high, so that account dropped my credit score. So don't hear that account and say, oh, I want to sign up for it. If you guys need secure credit cards, sign up for it, because you only have to buy something for $10, and then they're going to report a $500 account to your credit report. So definitely sign up for that. Our time is ticking for you. I am looking forward to hearing to make sure that you pass. I'm excited that you're here. So hello. Hey, beautiful. Hey to you too. My utilization is 4% with 4 credit cards. That's good. I'm proud of you. And it's not easy. It's not easy, because I don't know. It depends on the person. Like to me, if I was back in my old ways where I was just paying, I would just think, you know what? I'll just throw it on my credit card and I'll just pay it later. You know, it's easier just to do stuff like that. Oh, I have to pay this bill. Let me just throw it on my credit card. I'll pay it later. But then when you throw it on your credit card, it may mess up your utilization, which will drop your credit score. So now when you try to go get certain type of credit cards or any financing, they won't even give you the credit card because you spend too much on your credit cards now. So keeping that 4% and 4 credit cards, that's good. That's discipline. That's good. First time checking in live. Okay. Well, welcome. Oh, here goes the other beautiful girl, you guys. The little girl. Hey. How are you doing? I love looking at the little kids, you guys. I tell you that every day, but I'm so serious. You look amazing. Thank you. Love the hair. I think I'm going to start back wearing my hair like this, you guys. I need to get back with my natural, and I want to make a hair video to tell you guys like what I do when I go back unnatural. So look out for that for the women. I'm going to make a hair video to show you guys like how my hair is like at the end of my bra strap, how I keep my hair long and how I take care of it. I'm going to make a video, and I showed you guys how I was able to wrap my hair in less than a minute. So I'm going to put out those videos as soon as I stop being so shy. Y'all just see me without makeup and I'm nervous. I'm just nervous. And good vibes. I need to have those good vibes when I put out those videos. Y'all don't judge me. I'm at 7% on a total of 4 credit cards. That is good. 7% is still really good. 5%, that's hard, you guys. And the reason why I say it's hard because even like credit card will tell you don't spend more than 30%. And then 2, they'll say, hey, you'll have your maximum at 10 sometimes. They'll say, hey, if you keep it, I believe between 5 and 9%, you'll have your max. And I always tell people, go to the 5%. And think about it like this. Let me share my screen one more time. If you guys think about it like this, every time you have a new credit card, so every time you add a credit card and you use it, you spend $300, that's $300 you have to pay back. That's a new bill. How can you save for a house? How can you save for your future? Or how can you put money to the side to even have a better life if you keep paying off credit card bills? You know, and you got to pay interest on this too. So how can you be able to do that? So I always tell people it's good to keep your balance low, because think about this $300 credit. Think about this $1,000 credit card. I remember maxing out my credit cards and going over the limit. I remember that, like seriously, I remember that. But just imagine if you only spend 5%, you only owe them $50. That's it. That's easier to pay than if you was to spend 10%, you got to pay 100. 30%, you got to pay 300. And then if you spend half, it's 500. Or if you spend the whole thing, it's 1,000. It's going to be so hard for you guys to catch up on those bills. So that's another good reason why you want to keep your utilization low, because it's less that you have to pay. You have like a less liability too, you guys. It's less you have to pay. When you go and get a house, they'll say, hey, you can possibly get more of a house because you got less credit card bills. So when you think about going to get a house, they're looking at your debt. So when they look at your debt, they're going to look at the minimum payment on your credit cards. But if you have a zero balance on a credit card, they're not going to include that in your debt. So if you guys have multiple credit cards and you have multiple minimum payments, they're going to add all of that up and say, hey, you cannot get the house you want because you can't afford it. You have car note, you have these credit card bills, you have this loan. They're going to add up all those debts, you guys. So it's best to keep it low to buy a house too. Think about it like that. And then just paying it off. So keep it low, you guys. I don't want to keep strangling y'all on that, but I'm telling you, your credit score dropped so much. And that was my biggest thing with my credit, my utilization. That was my biggest thing, because I would swipe some on there, like, boop, I'll swipe some on there, and then I'll be like, okay, everything is good. And then I'll just pay like $100 on it, and I may have spent $1,000. I'll pay $100 on it, and then I'll look and see that my credit score went down like 20, 30 points, and I'm like, losing my mind. But if I would never spent that money, I wouldn't have to worry about that. My credit score will always stay high. So I just want to stress that to you guys. And if you spend too much and you lose your job, or something was to happen like the coronavirus, and now you're trying to figure out how to pay it, now you're stuck with some bills that you cannot afford. So just don't get yourself in those situations. So good morning. Glad to see you live. I'm glad to see that you're here. A 323 official. I gotta check y'all out. It look like y'all doing something. It's saying like some of the people that watch me on YouTube, I see you guys growing your channels. Like, let me know if you guys want tips on how to grow your channel. And I can definitely give you guys tips if you guys are actually growing a YouTube channel. I can let you guys know. Thanks for giving us the game. You're welcome. I feel like a lot of times I didn't get the game. So I definitely want to tell you guys different things on how to boost your credit, or how to have the best credit score that you guys can have. Oh, you're back. You didn't tell us what happened when you called the credit bureaus. You got to let us know what happened. Did they remove what you want them to get removed? What else you talked to them about? Like, we're nosy. What happened? She was supposed to call the credit bureaus to see if they were going to remove some of your addresses. Her date of birth was wrong. She came on live a few days ago, I think Monday, but they supposed to change her date of birth. And then two, one of her collections, they was like original creditor. She didn't even have a name of the collection company. So she's supposed to call and see if the credit bureaus can give her the name of that company. So I'm just being nosy, just in case those people don't know what's going on. If you haven't done it yet, just let me know when it happened, because I want to be nosy and know when it's happening. What about AG Jewelers? Yeah, we talked about the AG Jewelers, you guys. I gave you guys a long spiel about AG Jewelers. But I love the thought of them doing that, like literally posting that $10,000 account to your credit reports for only $150. To get into my jewelers club alone, you guys have to pay $200, and the new Coast Direct, you guys have to pay $200 too. That's $400 to get $10,000 total. When you could have went just to AG Jewelers and got it for $150, but they're not reporting. So it's like, dang, you guys reported, but now you guys are stopped reporting. So now it's not useful anymore. So hopefully it'll be useful pretty soon, you guys. 300. Oh, you must have been following along in the class. But it's so funny that how I'm teaching you guys, this is how we were doing it in school. Like when I went back to school last month, and I seen this is because now everything's online. Even if you want to go in class, they didn't have it in class. Well, I just decided to do it online. But this is how they were doing. We have just a clear lesson. But when we were in, I had like a math class, but we were in that class. We were going over like retirement and start finding out how to put money to the side. It was like an investing class in a way. But this is what we did. We got to break down those numbers. If you do not know your numbers, you're going to fail. Like you have to know your numbers. Because if anybody ever, like if you guys are thinking about, hey, Rickita, how can I get my credit score higher? And you guys have credit cards with utilization at 30%, 20%, 16%. If you guys pay these down to the 5%, your credit score will go up. Trust me, it will go up. And say if you were to pay down this credit card right here, where it's $50, and you was only supposed to spend 15, so you go ahead and pay off $35 on that credit card. Then maybe you see your credit score go up 10 points, or maybe it just go up 5 points. But if you got these 3 different credit cards you could have paid off, and you had a chance of going up 30, 40, 50 points, or even going up just 15 points, that's still points that you guys are missing out on. So some people ask, hey, Rickita, how can I raise my credit score quickly? I always ask them, hey, what's your balance on credit cards? Like, what's your utilization? Because that's the first thing I go to. Anything negative that's on the credit reports, I need to get those removed. But utilization is the next thing, and making sure that the person got at least 4 credit cards. So yeah, hopefully that's useful that I make those videos. And if you guys are a part of my exclusive membership, you guys have that video. So you guys have that video, plus you guys have the chart. So you guys will have this right here. You can download it, you can print it, it's yours, you can use it, right? So this is filled in so you can have an example. And then I actually cleared all of this out of here so that you have 20 spaces. You can put your credit cards in there. I want you guys to really you can use the PDF, or you guys can use the Word document that I have. And I want you guys to go ahead and fill it in for your own credit cards. Because if you fill this in for your credit cards, you know where your balance is at, then you know which ones you need to pay off right away. Like really use this, you guys, seriously, and calculate it. And then watch the video, go back and forth if you guys, if you're unsure about calculating your credit cards. Because a lot of people, they act like they got it, but they don't, and really have this. If you guys have this, you guys will see your credit score will stay higher. Oh, you on it. I use AG Jewelers to lower my credit utilization, but something has happened. It's not showing up anymore after 1 month. Do you know anything about it? Yeah, so this is the second. Remember I said 2 people said something about the AG Jewelers? This is the second comment that I got about the AG Jewelers. So with that AG Jewelers account, you guys, I told you guys already, like, they added the account to people credit reports, but for some reason it fell off the TransUnion and it fell off the Experian credit report. So right now they say give them some time. They're trying to fix it. But I'm telling new people, if you're thinking about getting into the AG Jewelers, getting an account with AG Jewelers, wait till they fix it, then sign up. If you guys are already with AG Jewelers, come back and tell us, hey, they fixed it. Hey, it's on my credit reports. But definitely keep us posted. But right now, we already know that it's only staying on Equifax, and TransUnion Experian is being removed, which is really bad. It's really, really bad. Hello to you. How can I get in touch with you? Oh yeah, we talked earlier. So if you guys want to talk to me personally, just make sure you're a part of the exclusive membership. If you guys are not a part of the exclusive membership, because I try to dedicate my time to the people that's technically paying me to come work. I'm just going to be honest. They paying me to be here and teach them this. Then I cannot dedicate the extra time. It's just, my life is like really too busy right now. So if you guys are part of exclusive membership, then you guys definitely can go ahead and call or text me, and he can schedule a time for you to be able to talk to me. So he'll schedule you an appointment to talk to me, or you can go ahead and leave comments on the portal that you guys have, your online class. Oh, we already did that one. So goodbye, Rickita. Good news. The disputed collections that we're talking about last week after I keep on last number deleted after. Oh, that's good. Okay, so the account got deleted. That is really good. I know you were so happy. You probably cried, didn't you? Ooh. I know what it's like, you guys, having those negative accounts on your credit reports and then they finally getting deleted. You have to celebrate that, seriously. And be nice to yourself. Be nice to yourself. Sometimes people, they want their credit score to go up to they like, Rickita, when I first started, I want my credit score to go up to that. I want to be at 750, 2 months or 3 months, Rickita. I need to get there really fast. You make sure you guys are doing everything you got to do to get your credit score there. And when you guys are hitting milestones like, oh my gosh, Rickita, I'm in the 400s, but now I'm in the 600s. Or even if you went from 400 to 500s, I see a lot of people go from 400 to 500 in a month. If you guys do that, because all you got to do is get the credit cards you need, start removing accounts that you have, and you'll see your credit score jump that much. If you guys start doing that, celebrate. We just me and Babe said we was gonna do something to celebrate with the kids for them doing the good things that they're doing right now. We're gonna do some type of celebration to keep that momentum going. So if you guys are doing good things like you getting that account deleted, make sure you pat yourself on the back, give yourself a hug, and you go out and celebrate. Even if you go ahead and just get you some ice cream or something, like a small celebration, just start celebrating yourself. And congratulations, everybody clap for her because that is really good. Getting accounts deleted is good. Okay, so the thing is, anytime I suggest people actually get a credit card, that's what I should say. And only time I suggest that people get a credit card is only if they do not have the 4 credit cards, right? And if you guys don't have the 4 credit cards, I don't usually suggest that you guys depend on a shopping cart trick to give you a high limit credit card. When you guys try the shopping cart trick, I don't know, like nobody knows how much you're going to get as a limit. It's not a guarantee. When you apply for the Victoria's Secret, they're going to guarantee give you a $500 limit. Because I've seen people get $1,000, I've seen people get $200, I've seen people get $150, $500. So when you said factor trust, I just assumed that you were just only talking about the shopping cart trick. If you definitely want to get a high limit credit card, then I want you to look at the credit cards that you already have right now and apply with a company that can possibly give you the high limit credit cards. And you guys, if you're a part of exclusive membership, I have all of the credit cards there that you guys can apply for. That's easy. Like I even have the credit cards on there where I showed you guys the $34,000 in credit cards I got, and I only had a 620 credit score, and it was 3 different credit cards. Those credit cards are great for utilization because they're real credit cards too. You don't have to pay My Jewelers Club or New Coast Direct to put a credit card on your credit report. You can go to these credit cards and they'll add it to your credit reports, and your credit score should go up too when you add those accounts to your credit reports. And I seen somebody put on there too. I don't know if it was an exclusive membership or like my utilization course. So I have a utilization course on here too. I don't know if somebody put it on either one of them, but I know that they said something about I applied for the 3 credit cards and I was able to get 2. So that's good, you guys. I want you guys to apply for. I have 3 credit cards. It's on the master credit card list, you guys. That's inside the exclusive membership, or you guys should be able to get it right on my website. And down below or above me, let me add that here to you guys. But you guys should be able to go to my website and get them. But apply for those credit cards if you want a high limit credit card. But make sure you at the 620 mark. And when you say higher limits, I'm guessing that you figure like 5,000 and up. Like I need 5,000 or $10,000 or 15,000 Rickita. So with those credit cards, I got 34,000. It was 3 credit cards total. So altogether, all of them added to 34,000. And if you guys don't have the 4 credit cards, don't worry about when this account is 2 years old or when this account just get it as soon as possible. If you don't have the 4, get those accounts as soon as possible so that they can start building age. I wouldn't want you to get, have 3 credit cards, have 2 credit cards. Let those get a year or 6 months and then like, oh, now I want to add my other 2. Or let me add the last one. Start getting those accounts right away so you can start building your credit right away. You can start getting that age that you need on your credit cards right away. So I don't think that you should wait at all. If you don't, if you say you on just 1 credit card, I'm just hoping that you assume it. I hope that you just have 3 credit cards. Then that's when I would suggest other credit card. But if you already have your 4 credit cards, depending on where you at or what you have going on, I really wouldn't suggest you get it, depending on what you're trying to do at all. Like even no matter what the other circumstances are. And don't depend on the shopping cart trick to give you a high limit credit card. Seriously, don't depend on them. What about the Apple credit card experience? Well, I don't, I talked about the Apple credit card. I think I made a video about the Apple credit card, but I don't usually tell people about the Apple credit card because with my channel, I realized it's for the people that was in my situation before. They once had credit, they messed it, or they had credit before, they started building it, they messed it up. They got credit cards, they ain't pay off, they got repo, they got all these negative accounts on the credit report. So a lot of times they won't be able to get the Apple credit card. So I usually don't even talk about the Apple credit card at all. See, I don't talk about the Apple credit card at all. But if you guys want to know more about the Apple credit card, go ahead and check out that video that I put out about that Apple card. Are you still doing your calculations, huh? Oh, another thing too. Let me say something else about the Apple card. There was a trick that somebody put out, like it's a trick on how to get approved for the Apple credit card quickly. Maybe I told you guys my daughter just got her iPhone because I need an iPhone to do it. I'm that Android, like I'm team Android, but she's got her iPhone. Maybe I can use her phone to do that trick, and maybe if I can get the trick to work for somebody that got messed up credit, then I would suggest it. But other than that, it's gonna be a little harder for people to get it. I'm gonna put that down because I'm gonna try the trick to see if someone is able to get that credit card. But let me make sure. I'm so sorry. Wednesday, my son get out of school early, and don't forget this is his first week. So I just want to confirm that we're getting him really quickly. So let me see, you guys. Let me count down, and then I'll be back in 30 seconds. Right now, but I'll call you back. Alrighty. Okay, sorry about that, you guys. I forgot Wednesday, my little ones get out of school early, so it's like, oh. So let's go back into our question. So anybody know who the new Coast Direct pull from? I believe they pull your Experian credit report, but they said on here, let me look it up really quickly. They said on their website, I believe they pull your Experian credit report, and they say if you dispute that that inquiry, not transaction, if you dispute that inquiry, they're going to remove it from your credit report, and they're going to make that balance due right away. Yeah, I believe they pull your Experian credit report, but you're definitely going to get that hard inquiry with them. Yep. There you go. Yep, they're going to pull your Experian credit report for sure. So yeah, they're going to pull your Experian credit report, but they don't care what your credit score is. It's not going to be one of, hey, you got a bad credit score, we're not going to give you a credit card. They'll automatically approve people for that, but they just pull your credit report, I guess, just to make sure that you're a real person. Hey, Rickita, I just had a whole collection of pop-up my credit report from a law office report and medical bill. How should I go about it? So how you should go about any account will depend. Depends. Like if you're trying to use your credit ASAP, like, hey, I was trying to get a credit card and this popped up. Hey, I was trying to get a house and this popped up. Hey, I was about to get my car and this popped up. Then you will deal with it differently compared to if you're not using your credit for a few months. You're like, no, Rickita, I can fight them. So if you have time to fight them in terms of settling disputes, trying to get the account removed from your credit reports, I would suggest you do that. So if you have time, it could take up to 6 months, depending on if they want to remove that account from your credit report. It could take 30 days or even less than 30 days. But if you have up to 6 months to try to tackle this account because you're not trying to do anything with your credit, then I would suggest you go ahead and fight that medical bill. Now, it depends too, right? Because I don't know how old the account is, the medical bill. But if you're trying to do something like right now, you're like, no, Rickita, I'm trying to get me a house right now. I'm trying to get a car right now. Or if you're trying to use anything on your credit and this just dropped your credit score. Anytime you get a collection on your credit report, I told you guys the last time I got a collection, my credit score went down 80 points and I cried. So if you guys got that new collection and you're trying to use your credit right now, then you may want to Figure out what documentation they have on that medical bill. See how old it is. Look into the statute of limitation. I told you guys for Wisconsin, statute of limitation was 6 years. So if I was to have that debt, they have 6 years to try to sue me. So I always try to find that out, because if a debt was really old, I wouldn't even try to think about paying it off. So try to figure out how old it is. See if they're even able to sue you, because they're not really able to sue you. Then I would try to send in a letter and try to settle with them. So a part of when it comes down to that settlement, you can call them and you can figure out, well, make sure that they even own that debt. So make sure that they truly own that debt, and make sure that they have the documentation showing you, hey, you went to the doctor on this day and you didn't pay, But even if they give you, okay, see if they got the documentation. If they got the documentation, then you can think about, okay, do you want to go ahead and pay them, right? But this is the kicker. This is the key part. It's a medical bill, which means it could be a Hipaa violation. So if you reach out to the company and you find out that it's not, sometimes you may think it's a law office. Maybe it's with a collection company, and not a collection company has a law office, trying to sue you or something like that. Then you want to see if they're violating any of your rights in terms of Hipaa. And I believe I have a video on Hipaa violations. But if you got time to wait, send in a dispute, right? If you don't have time to wait, try to settle it out, or let them know that they violated your rights, and try to get a really low settlement, which I mean, like, hey, I'm only going to pay you 50% of what it is. I'm only going to pay you 30% of what it is because you violated my rights, or I'm not paying you anything. You better delete it now, or I'm going to sue you. So you have those different options. So if you got time to wait, dispute that thing. You got time to wait, go ahead and dispute it. Is it bad to keep a zero balance? Well, it's different parts to if it's bad or not, right? So if you keep a zero balance on your credit card, the credit card company, at least some of the credit card companies on my credit reports, most of them usually, they still report that I have that zero balance, which means that my utilization is going to stay low. But if I keep a zero balance with them for, sometimes if I don't spend in spend a credit card for 6 months, or if I don't spend it for a year, sometimes even 2 years, they may close the account, right? They may close it. That's why I tell you guys, every 6 months, try to buy something, even if it's a bag of chips. If it's a store credit card, go try to buy something really low at the store, and then have them bill you as soon as you get the bill. Let them report to the credit bureaus that you spent the $10 or whatever you spent, and then pay it off right away so that they don't close the account. So it can be bad if you don't spend anything on your credit cards for 6 months, a year, or up to 2 years, because they can close your account. So that's the bad part about having a zero balance. And then some people say, if you don't spend a credit card at all, then they may even go ahead and just, they won't even report to the credit bureaus at all. So they're just going to keep it there. They're not going to report any months until you start using it. Then they'll start reporting the months that you're using that credit card. But some of my accounts, most of my accounts, I see that they still even report if I even have a zero balance. So even every other month, you can spend something on a credit card if you want to make sure, you want to guarantee that they're going to go ahead and report to the credit bureaus. And remember, you guys, when you guys have that zero balance on your credit cards, if you don't use it, you lose it. So sometimes they may even lower your limit. So some people even say, hey, Rickita, I didn't use my credit card, so they lowered my limit. At first I was at 2,000, now I'm at 500, or now I'm at 1,000. I was at 10,000, now they knocked it down to 5,000. Now they knocked it down to 2,000. That's only because they see that you're not using it, and they're scared that all of a sudden you're going to use it and max it out. So they may lower that bill, lower your limit. Or sometimes some credit card companies will pull your credit report, see where you at with your credit, and they'll still lower your bill that way too. So, figure out where you at when it comes down to that zero balance. Do you care about them possibly removing it? Are you at least buying something every 6 months to make sure that they seeing that you're using it? And if you're buying something every 6 months, then you should be good. But then you should also think about them possibly lowering your limit too. And that's usually for the higher limit major credit cards that will lower your limit. I usually don't see these low credit cards, or if it's a secure credit card, I don't see them lowering your limit at all. But keeping a balance at zero, just make sure you buy something every 6 months. If you guys do that, you guys should be fine. So I heard that the AG had too many new accounts reporting, therefore the credit into everything to verify some things. That can be true. But I tell people too, until they get that fixed, I don't want you just joining them and hoping that everything is going to be better. Make sure everything is good. You guys talking to each other. I love that. Good job. Right. That is a blessing. Should I close my card that doesn't have age or has a yearly? Not have cards with no fee. That's hard. Okay, let me tell you how it's hard. If you're planning on, if you close any credit card, your credit score is going to drop. Let me answer that question first. If you close that credit card, your credit score is most likely going to drop because now you have a closed account on your credit report. It's no longer going to be reported to the credit bureaus, and now your utilization can change because you no longer have that credit available. So let's say that, right? I think about that. That's like the key thing. They could lower your credit, right? So if you're trying to buy a house, you're trying to buy a car, you're trying to do anything in the next 3 to 4 months, then don't do that right now. Wait till you get what you want, and then you start closing accounts because that account is still helping build your credit and boost your credit score. So if you were to close that, then it's a possibility that they'll go ahead and your credit score will be lowered for sure. And your utilization, will be higher technically because they're no longer counting that in your utilization. So if you like, oh no, Rickita, I got 3 to 4 months, even longer until I start using my credit, then you can go ahead and close that account. But other than that, I tell people just to wait. And I tell people too, if you wait about a year. So the most secure credit cards within that, let me back up. Wait about a year to close accounts. But if you guys sign up right now, so say if you guys sign up right now, you're getting secure credit cards because that's what you need to build your credit. When you guys get those secure credit cards, you're going to see that those credit cards are really boosting your credit score. You're like, okay, it boosted my credit score. But after you get those 4 credit cards and you start getting your credit score to like the 620, 650 range, when your credit score start going higher, and you at this like a 620, a 650, then start applying for regular credit cards. So now I want you to replace those secure credit cards that you have with regular credit cards. So now when I say you got 4 credit cards, I mean these are the 4 credit cards. There were companies that will give you a credit increase. There were companies that it's not a secure credit card, it's an actual bank or it's a good company that will give you higher limits. So that way you can grow with those companies. So you're technically, say if you have 3 secure credit cards, you got 1 Capital One, because Capital One, you can grow with them. And I like that. You build a relationship with Capital One. You can grow with them. But if you got 3 secure credit cards, then you need to find out what other 3 credit cards you guys are going to get where you can grow with the company. So if you guys, like I told you guys, you can start with the Navy Fed secure credit card. If you start with a secure credit card with a $250 limit, after 6 months, they're going to graduate you to a regular $2,000 credit card. And the thing is, when you guys are with Navy Fed, you can build a relationship to the point where now you got a $2,000 limit. But as you keep paying on this credit card and as you keep your account open, they're going to increase your limit from a $2,000 to a $5,000. You'll have a chance of getting an increase. That's the type of credit card you want. If you got Capital One give you increases. I told you guys how I started with $500 and ended up with $1,300 in a few months. So if you guys do what you got to do with those credit cards and you making sure that you're paying those credit cards off, then you're going to see your limit get increased. So if you got secure credit cards, after your credit score go to like a 620, 630, start replacing those with regular credit cards. But wait about a year. Wait till those new credit cards that you have, wait till they get a year old. And then think about closing those secure credit cards, closing those other credit cards. But you guys don't have to think about closing any account on your credit closing any of your accounts on your credit card, closing any of your credit cards if they're still good credit cards, but they just got low limits because you still ask them for an increase. So I wouldn't think about closing those. Those are just your starter credit cards. They have age. You don't want to remove them. They already started growing, right? But if they're secure credit cards, you want to get your money back. You don't really need those. Maybe they got an annual fee to them. Like you got the Credit One bank. You like, I don't want this credit card. I got an annual fee. Then you want to change it out to another. You want to exchange that for another credit card. When I say exchange, just apply for another credit card that will give you an increase. And when that new credit card get a year old, then think about closing that Credit One or those secure credit cards. So think about it like that. When you guys ask me questions, it's different for everybody. It's really different because I look at it differently. Like if you guys have those 4 credit cards and you guys close one, your credit score, or if you have any accounts on your credit reports, like installment accounts, revolving accounts, and you guys close these credit cards or these accounts, your credit score is going to drop. So I want you guys to understand that when you think about closing accounts, when you close them, or if you pay off an installment account, your credit score is going to drop because now you have a closed account. So when you guys come to me like, hey, should I close this account? Should I do this? Should I do that? Think about what you're trying to do right now. Because some things you do, like add new accounts, it can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on how many accounts you have. I told you guys about that kickoff account. I already have more than 4 credit cards. My limits are over $500. So since I added that kickoff account to my credit report, some people may ask, should I get the kickoff? It dropped my score 10 points. Right. It dropped my credit score 10 points. And that's a lot to me because every little bit counts. But if somebody else, they didn't have a 4 credit card, it will raise their credit score. So think about it in your situation, And when you think about closing accounts, understand when you close these accounts, it's going to lower your credit score. It's going to lower your credit score. But it will bounce back in about like 3 to 4 months. When I say bounce back, it will go back to where it was after 3 to 4 months of you keep paying your other credit cards or your other accounts on time. But just make sure you guys have those 4 credit cards. What are your thoughts on Discover card building credit from zero? I like the Discover, and I like to Discover only because you can go ahead and get that Discover secure credit card, and then they'll upgrade you to a regular credit card, usually like 7 to 8 months. And I had a guide. I still have that guide, I believe. You guys can look in the description, and I talk about the secure credit cards and which one upgrade to regular credit cards, and that will give you a higher limit. Now, Discover, they will hand out higher limit credit cards in general. Like, they don't just have, like with Kickoff, we got 1 credit card. With Open Sky, which is a secure credit card, they only have that 1 account. They don't upgrade you. So it's a difference when it comes down to the secure credit card. So I have that in the description. When it comes down to the Discover, they have the higher limit credit cards. It's not just 1 credit card they have multiple credit cards. So as you keep paying on that secure credit card, they're going to upgrade you to a regular account. And then you may have a chance of getting some of their other accounts because now they see that you can pay your bills on time. So I like the thoughts of getting a Discover and building from zero. But I also like the thought of if you're at zero, go ahead and get the Kickoff account because that Kickoff account will push you to the 600. So you starting at a 600 compared to 400 and 500. You starting at a 600, which is a good foundation. So go ahead and get that Kickoff account and get that self account too, because those accounts will really help you build and boost your credit score up. But Discover is really good too. Just make sure that you're paying your bill on time. Pay out your credit card bill as soon as it posts. Is it good to pay out your credit card bill as soon as it posts? You know what? Now that you just said that, we need to have a whole class on that. That's like a hard question for me to just answer like this because sometimes we talk different, right? So some people may take post. Let me write that down. Posting credit card dates. So these are going to be our future videos, you guys. Like that's a good question. So you guys have different things. You guys have the date your bill is due. You guys have the date that they're going to generate. They're going to actually report to the credit bureaus, which is different, right? Let me show you something. I think I can explain it better. Let me see if I can show you guys the different dates, and I can use my Kickoff account as an example, matter of fact. So let me show you guys what that would look like so I can explain this better. So let me share my screen, you guys, with my Kickoff account. So remember, my Kickoff account, I paid that bill right away. So it's a $500 limit, but I don't have any balance that I actually owe on that credit card. So let me add that there. Let me drink a little water. So if you guys look, let me move my big cat out the way too. If you guys look here, you guys, let's add that there. Let's remove this. Okay, there we go. If you guys look here at the Kickoff account. So when I first got the Kickoff account, I had a $10 balance. You know what? Let me log into, let me remove this, you guys. I think you guys, let me show you somebody that got a balance. I got 2 other people that I signed up. So I can log into their account really quickly. Because you have different dates. You have the posting date, you have the due by date. You have these different dates. And if you're saying when it posts to the credit bureaus, because when it posts, I'm guessing you're someone when it posts onto your credit reports, when they report to the credit bureau, then I don't suggest you just pay it then. I want you to pay your bill off as soon as you get it. As soon as you get it, pay it off right away. Pay it before the due date. What did I put as the password? Okay, there we go. Oh, I paid theirs off too. Oh my gosh. I wanted to show you this as an example. Okay, let me try to see if I can explain it to you guys still. So here is the kickoff account right here, you guys. So you guys are going to see different dates. You got a date, you have the date that is actually due. So you have your due date, right? You have the date that is actually due, but then you have the closing date too, you guys. Now the closing date, usually, say if you have Capital One, because I know Capital One at the back of my hand, when you guys say that your bill is due on the 1st, usually they're going to close out your account and your statement date, that's the day that they're going to produce your statement. That's going to usually be about 3 days after your due date. That's your statement date. And if you guys pay your bill the day before your statement date, they're going to report whatever's on your statement date, whatever's on that date, the day before your statement, they're going to report that amount to the credit bureau. So whatever is on your statement, so if you pay it the day before your bill is due, so say if it's on the 1st, your bill is due, and you know that your statement is going to come out in 3 days after your due date. So that means it's going to come out on the 4th, your statement date. That whatever's on your statement date, that's what they're going to report to the credit bureaus, right? So whatever's on that statement date, that's what they're going to actually report to the credit bureaus. So if you guys don't pay off your bill in full by your due date and you're kicking yourself because you got paid 2 days later, just pay it by the statement date, because whatever's on that statement date, that's going to report to the credit bureaus. Now, if you guys see right here, the due date, when you guys have your due date, just pay your bill before your due date. You guys will be fine. That's when I suggest you pay it. But whenever you get a bill in the mail, especially your credit card, pay that right away. Pay it down right away and make sure you keep it at that 5% or lower. I told you guys about the 5%. Make sure you guys don't spend more than 5% on that credit card. So, think about when it posts. I'm thinking when it's going to post or report to the credit bureau. So if it's going to report to the credit bureau on your statement date, which is the 4th, your statement date is the 4th, if your due date was on the 1st, then I suggest you guys pay it before the 1st when your bill was due. But don't forget, it's different terms, you guys. You have to find out what's your statement date. You guys have to find out what's your due date. These are different things you guys have to find out. And I'm going to do another chart so you guys can understand that. Because sometimes you got to structure your bills knowing that, hey, this bill is due before this bill is due. Let me pay this one first because I got more time to pay this bill. And I'm going to teach you guys that, a little later. But not before it posts, but as soon as you get the bill in the mail, pay it. And understand this, if you spend too much on a credit card and you can't pay it all by the due date, just understand that as long as you pay it before the statement date, then whatever's on that statement, because as soon as you pay before the statement date, say if you owe $300 you owe $300 and you pay $200, and now you only have $100 balance, and it's after your due date still, as long as they did not create a statement, whatever that $100 is what's going to end up on your statement, and whatever's on your statement is what they're going to report to the credit bureaus. So that's kind of like tricky, because sometimes, like when I had my bills and I wasn't able to pay my bill if it was due on the 1st, I still pay the minimum payment. But say if I want to add extra money onto it, say if I didn't get paid for a day after my due date or 2 days after my due date, the bill was due, I would still go ahead and pay it. I will still go ahead and pay as much as I can, because whatever amount that's left after I paid, that's what they're going to report to the credit bureau. So yeah, that's what they're going to report to the credit bureau. That's for the people that's trying to start switching around credit. When I say switch around credit too, and the reason I go into details like this is because I want you guys to think like how I think. When I start switching around credit, I mean, like let me share my screen on this because you guys will understand it better. Because I'm very visual. Like, I can't just look at you. Show me something. Like, give me a chart. Show me something, because I don't understand what you're talking about. So I just figure I want to help those people too. So look right here, you guys. Say if I had my kickoff account, I had my Discover, I had my Capital One, I had my Credit One, and all these bills are due. Let's say that this bill, the kickoff account right here, say that this is due on the 1st, this is due on the 7th, this is due on the 25th, and then this is due on the 6th, right? That means that whatever this minimum payment is, I want to make sure I pay that before the 1st. I don't want to pay these in order. Like, okay, I'm going to pay my kickoff first, and then I'm going to pay my Discover, and then I'm going to pay my Capital One off, then I'm going to pay my Credit One. I'm just going to pay them in order. No, you want to pay them in order in terms of your due date. So I will pay the kickoff first because that's due first. Then I will pay the Credit One bank, and then I'll pay the Discover, and then I will pay that Capital One, depending on where you at in your month too. Because if you start right now looking at it, what's today's the 17th. We really want to pay that Capital One because that's due soonest, right? We want to pay that right away. But this is where my problem came in at. I got to the point where all of these credit cards were maxed out. So this $1,000 credit card was maxed out. That was maxed out. This $500 was maxed out, right? I still had I still had 300. I still spent the 50 and had $300 available here, and then this one had 500. So when I had these different credit cards, I wanted them to report a zero balance. I wanted them to report a zero balance. So what I would do is I would pay this $1,000 off, even if I didn't have the money, right? Say if it was for some other bill, as long as I can look 3 days. Let me back up some. Look 3 days after this due date. So this due date is the 7th. So as long as I pay this bill off by the 10th, as long as I pay it off by the 10th, or as long as I can use my credit card after the 10th to pay off whatever bills I use to pay this bill off. So say if I have to pay my cable bill on the 10th, or if I have to pay it on the 11th, and my energy bill would due on the 12th, I would take my cable bill money, I would take my energy bill money, and I would pay off this credit card so that it can report a zero balance. And as soon as they report to the credit bureau on the 10th, I will go ahead and max that credit card back out. Because as soon as they report my bill on the 10th, they're going to report a zero balance. If I max out that credit card after that, then it doesn't matter because they're not going to report that again. And the only reason why I really want to tell you guys about this is because I didn't understand that if I maxed out a bill and I need to get finances. So say if you guys are trying to go ahead and get your car next month, but your utilization is too high. If you guys are trying to get some type of credit card, but your utilization is high, you can pay off that bill. You'll pay off that credit card bill using some of your other bills that's due at least 3 days after the bill. Make sure it's at least 3 or 4 days after. So that bill being due on the 7th, make sure that the bills that you're using to take that money from to pay off your credit card, make sure that they're at least due, the 10th and after that. Because you have something called posting date. When you use your credit card, if you use your credit card, it takes like 2 days for it to post. And that's probably, you know what? That's probably what you were talking about too, huh? Oh, I didn't think about that. Well, we getting into it now, right? So you have 2 days for that bill to actually post to the credit bureau. Well, not to the credit bureau, to the post to your credit card. So say if I was to spend $500, right? It would take 2 days for that to actually post. Yeah, you will see that the money is not available, but it's not due. Credit makes it where they're not taking it right out of your account. It takes 2 days for them to actually post it to your credit reports. So what I would actually, you saying, yeah, you get it too. So what I would actually do is, since I took my cable bill money, since I took my other bills, my cable, my energy bill money, I would just make sure that if my bill was due on the 10th, I would just, my bill was due on the 7th. My statement day was on the 10th. I would just make sure that on the 10th, I would use that credit card. Because I already know y'all telling the credit bureaus today, and this bill this $500 I'm spending today on this credit card, y'all not going to see it. They're going to report once a month to the credit bureau. So if you were to use your credit card on a statement date, they already been posted. They already have your statement. They're not going to include that bill. So if you was to use your energy bill money or your cable bill money and it's due on the 11th and 12th, if you were to pay it on the 11th and 12th and your statement date was on the 10th, they're not going to know about those two payments until the next month come around, where it's going to be 3 days after your due date. So keep that in mind, you guys. That was one of my biggest problems. Hopefully you guys understand what I mean by that. But that was one of my biggest problems when I started trying to juggle my credit. Where it's like I had maxed out credit cards, but I don't want them to post that because I don't want my utilization to be higher, which will lower my credit score. So I used to just take my bills that I knew I was going to pay cash for these different things. I knew I can use a debit card for it. So I just used my card. I took that money from my bills and I paid off my credit card. And as soon as that credit card posted to as soon as it reported to the credit bureaus, as soon as my statement came out, I automatically knew I could use that credit card. So I used that credit card to pay off those other bills. Sometimes I'll see clients trying to get a credit card and I'm like, why don't you saying you got money saved for your house? Take the money you guys save for your house, pay off that credit card bill, and any other bills or whatever other bills you have, just go ahead and just funnel that money back into it. If you know what I mean, you could just use your credit card to pay off those other bills, and whatever money you was going to use on your other bills anyway, just put that money back onto your savings. Just don't let them report a balance. Like literally, you guys, don't let them report a balance and you guys will be good. Thanks. I have 2 year credit card. Okay, $160 and one gift for $300. Oh, let's calculate your utilization then. How much you should spend altogether. So let's calculate that just because I want to. Let's see how much you should spend. So if you got a $860 credit card plus a $300 credit card, oh, no, you don't think you want to get that $2,000 credit card with a. Actually, when they offer you something, I don't like the point that they said they're going to give you that you have that annual fee. I thought that was gonna be two different. No, call them and see too. When they offer you credit cards, call them and see if they can give you the credit card without the annual fee. That's a high annual fee, or drop it down to maybe a $39 annual fee or a $0 annual fee. Call them. Sometimes you can negotiate with them. But if you were to get that $2,000 credit card, then I wouldn't suggest that you spend more than $158. So don't spend more than $158, but try to see if they can lower that annual fee. That's a lot. I don't want you to spend that much. How often should you check your credit score? And it doesn't matter if you use credit card. I don't know. I think, it depends. Remember, everything depends. If you like me, you're addicted to credit, it's not a such thing as checking your credit too much. Every day when I wake up, I check my credit. I have to know what's going on. Every day I wake up, that's like the first. I take my bank account, see how much I got in my bank account, and I check my credit score. And don't forget, Credit Karma will give you your TransUnion credit score every day. Sometimes you won't see changes, but that's good. And because sometimes you can have negative things pop up that you don't even know about. And I told you guys, like, I had the $27,000 to $30,000 worth of credit cards that I owe before. And it's no telling one of these companies want to just throw it on my credit and not contact me. So I like to know what's going on at all times because I know it's debts out there I did not pay. So if you think about it like that, you're addicted to credit, you want to know what's going on with your credit because you're trying to do some type of finance right now, try to check it every day. And one of the classes I told you about the other programs you guys can get, other companies you guys can join that can give you your credit score. Like Credit Sesame, they'll give you your credit score. You can go on there and get your credit score with them. The Nerd Wallet, you can get your credit score with them. So, and you got the Quizzle, which is the bank rate. You guys can get your credit score from multiple companies. So at least as long as you can see it every week, I'll be happy. To me, I will be happy. But if you're like, no, Rickita, I'm not planning on doing that with my credit, probably just check it once a month. But my thing is, I don't want you to check your credit once a month and something pop on and it's sitting on there. You didn't even know. I like to just know, like if something pop on. If something is added to my credit reports. Oh my gosh, you guys. I want to know if something is added to my credit reports. But if you guys sign up for Credit Karma, they'll tell you. They'll shoot you an email letting you know, hey, your utilization is higher, utilization is lower, good job. And then they'll also let you know if you have any new collections and charge-offs and things like that. But my clients, I would really like them to have that Credit Karma and check it every week. Be disciplined. That's very important. Like our credit is our identity. It really is. It's going to dictate so much. So if I were you guys, I would check it every week. But it's not necessary. You don't need to. If you want to, some people just check their credit once a year. But I think, what if you check your credit this month and you wait a whole another year? You wait until February 2022 and you had an account added to your credit report. You don't even know about it. Some people don't have those alerts. That's why they say once a year you can get your credit reports from annualcreditreport.com. But I tell people you need to see your credit reports more than just once a year. Seriously, you need to know what's going on constantly. And you should always be trying to work to get your credit score higher. So I think every week you should check it at the minimum. Every day, if you're working to fix your credit, every day you should check it. You should really check it every day. And you can check it every day with Credit Karma. Thank you much for saying knowledge for us. You're welcome. I hope I'm not, sometimes learning how to talk to you guys, but I'm just letting you know everything that's in my head. I'm trying to learn how to educate you guys. But hopefully I'm not talking over your heads like, wait, Rickita, what is that? Like, slow it down. What is that? Hopefully a lot of that is not going on. But if it is going on, I'm going to make sure I write the different things down, you guys, so that I can educate you guys on different things. So let's talk about, since we really... Are they saying pay your bill off as soon as possible? Pay your bill as soon as possible. That's the best. Whenever you get a bill, pay it off. That way you don't have to worry about owing it. Like, I already paid it. I know I'm good. And I told you guys about the last time I got a late payment. I thought I paid that bill, but it technically wasn't paid because I switched the last 2 digits of my account number on accident when I was typing it in. So when I thought that they got the money out of my account, or they was going to get the money out of my account, they really didn't. So if I was to stay on top of that and follow up, make sure that they changed it and they got that payment, then I wouldn't have to worry about that late payment. But then the next month, I'm thinking, oh, they got my account information. They're going to take it out again. I just getting a call from them like, hey, you're late right now. Like, if you don't pay your bill, we're going to mark you 60 days late. And I'm like, 60 days? That's because my bill was due again. My bill was due again the next day. And they like, we're not pulling it out of your account. And I was so salty, you guys. I was so mad about that. But yeah, you guys, pay it off as soon as possible. Really pay your bill off as soon as possible if you can. Oh, thank you. I hope I have a perfect day too, you guys, because I've been going through it. But y'all see about my days and me going through it. Let's talk about what we're going to talk about later on in the week. So we're halfway through the week. Happy hump day, you guys. So we're halfway through the week. We talked about basic disputes. We talked about basic disputes on Monday. Yesterday, yesterday we went over, I did the specific disputes. So if you guys are a part of my exclusive membership, I did the specific disputes when you actually do like a letter where you specify everything that's wrong with your credit reports. So I taught you guys that yesterday. And then today we got utilization. So I want to teach you guys about utilization. I wish I can find out. Oh, here we go, right here, you guys. Here we go. What we're going to talk about later on this week. So yeah, so we talked about the basic disputes Monday. Tuesday, we did the specific dispute letters. Today, we did the utilization. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about what's good credit. Like, what credit score do you need to buy a house, to buy a car, to get personal loans, and, to get a car loan or even get credit cards. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. And we're going to talk about actually, today we can still talk about that because I got it down for today. I'm not even going to lie. I'm supposed to talk about that with the utilization. So we can kind of talk about that today too. But today I want to talk about how much the different things on your credit, how much percentage rate it will be in regards to 35% of your credit score is made up of your payment history. So if you think about it, late payments can drop your credit score a lot because 35% of your credit score is made up of your payment history. So I want you guys to make sure that you're paying your bills on time. So as soon as you get that bill in the mail, make sure you pay that off right away. And make sure if you have a credit card, you can't pay the full bill. You're like, hey, I know my utilization is going to be messed up, Rickita. That's fine. Your utilization you can fix. But when it comes down to a late payment, that's HELL to try to get fixed. So don't forget, 35% of your credit is made up of your payment history. So make sure you're paying your bills on time. Remember I was talking about utilization, how much you're using your credit cards? 30% of your credit score is made up of utilization. So not only do you have to pay your bills on time, make sure you're not spending too much on your credit cards because 30% of your credit score is made up of utilization. And remember, you guys, if you max out your credit cards, as long as you pay them back down or pay them off right away or pay them down right away, you'll see your credit score go back up. So you just want to make sure that you just paying it off right away. It just make sure you're paying on time. Sometimes some people will see that they have a credit card bill and they'll say, dang, I owe $1,000 on the Discover card, but their minimum payment probably only $50 or $75, right? They won't pay anything because they're just so overwhelmed. I tell people, if you owe $50 or $75, just pay that minimum. That's fine because you can always pay off your bill later on. Like if you low on money, you guys, and you can't pay off that full balance, just pay the minimum balance or pay a little extra. And when you get more money the next month, you can pay it down. But if you're thinking about financing something, you're trying to go get a car, you're trying to go to a house, you're trying to even put anything in your name, you're going to need your credit. Just pay off that bill and do that little trick I showed you earlier. Use some of the money from some of the other bills that you want to spend with cash. You're going to pay with cash. Pay off your credit card bill. As soon as that account posts to your credit report, as long as it's a Visa card. Don't forget, it has to be a Visa card, you guys, a MasterCard. You got to be able to use the card anywhere. But as long as you use that credit card anywhere, just use that credit card to pay off those other bills that you took the money from. But just make sure that you really, paying that bill off and paying it all the way off if you want to lower your utilization so you can get credit. But if you don't care about lowering utilization right now, just make sure you care about that 35% of your credit score, which is that payment history. So go ahead and pay that bill off. Credit age. 15% of your credit is made up of your credit age. You got, I told you guys, we want our accounts to get old. So when I say get old, when you have a credit card, you want to make sure you keep it for years so that it make it look like you had credit. Well, not make it look like it is. So now they can see you had credit for years. You've been doing this for a while. You didn't just start with a credit card. And I showed you guys, if you guys have been watching me for a while, I showed you guys a client's credit report where they had all of those shopping cart trick credit cards we had to get removed from their credit reports. And now since those accounts, they maxed them out, they're messed up, you guys. They maxed those credit cards out. So now when we look at their credit age, even though them accounts is from 2017, even though them accounts are from 2017, their credit age is only 4 months. That means that it looked like they don't even having credit for 4 months, but you gotta think about it, they're over 50. So that's not a good look, you guys. So I tell you guys, keep your accounts open. Don't close them. It's going to really help you make sure you get that credit age. Some of the people, and you guys may know too, you may have thought about it too, some people try to go and get trade lines added to their credit reports or become an authorized user. I always tell people, try to build up your own accounts too. Get to the point where you can have somebody else as an authorized user on your credit card. The best thing I feel like we can do for our kids is have good credit so that we have the chance to add them on as an authorized user to help them have the best score that they can have when they turn 18 and 17. So I always tell people, let your accounts get old. Get the highest limit you can get on those credit cards by every 6 months at the minimum. Minimum every 6 months, ask for a credit increase. Say, hey, call them. Hey, I'm trying to get a credit increase on my credit card. Call them, or some of the credit cards, you can just do that online. But try to get a credit increase and try not to close these accounts. Make sure these are accounts that can give you an increase. But make sure these accounts are getting old because credit age is 15% of your credit score. Inquiries, you guys. As you guys start applying for a lot of these credit cards, you're going to start seeing that you guys are going to have a lot of inquiries. I remember at one point I had like 70 inquiries, like seriously. And I didn't know about removing inquiries. I was stuck with them, right? I didn't know about removing inquiries from your credit reports at the time. So I always tell people, like, your inquiries is 10% of your credit score. Just, you can see too, 35% of your credit score is payment history. And then 30% is your utilization. 10% is your inquiries. So yeah, your inquiries are important. They're important, but at the same time, make sure you're paying your bills on time and your utilization is straight. When it comes down to the inquiries, you can still get certain credit cards. You can get a home loan with 70 inquiries, but you still want to make sure you don't have that many inquiries. You want to start working on removing them inquiries from your credit reports. And I taught you guys how to remove inquiries on your credit reports if you guys got my inquiry removal kit. I showed you guys how I was able to remove the inquiries from my credit reports in 4 hours. So, and it only took me 30 minutes to start doing everything I have to do. So definitely, you want to remove those inquiries, but don't be hard on yourself if you have a lot of inquiries and they're not coming off. Focus on other things and let the inquiries you keep focusing on getting those removed, but don't let it, pull you down. That's only 10% of your credit score. And then another 10% of your credit score is made up of, the different type of accounts on your credit reports. Remember, I told you guys, I want you guys to have 4 credit cards. I want you guys to have 1 installment account. If you guys have those 4 credit cards, yeah, your credit score will go high. Your credit score will get up there. But when you add that installment account on your credit report, that's a different type of credit. You're going to see your credit score go even higher because you got to have different type of accounts. So you want to have some revolving credit cards on your credit reports, at least 4 of those. You want to have an installment account, or like a personal loan. You want to have some type of car on your credit. You want to have a mortgage on your credit. Having these different things, credit cards, car, mortgage, personal loan, they're different types of accounts. So we have these different types of accounts. They show that, hey, I can manage all of these type of loans. So now you're going to see 10% of your credit score will be made up of the different type of accounts, and you'll see your credit score go higher because you got the different type of accounts. So don't just get the credit cards and think you're good with just the credit cards. You really want to have, multiple accounts on your credit reports. So that's like part 2 of our lesson for today. I just want to make sure I get that out of the way. Now, don't forget to tomorrow we're going to talk about what's good credit, and then we're going to talk about Friday paying bills early. Like, what does that look like? Like, what do you mean pay early? How can you even do that? So we want to talk about paying your bills early and then tracking your bills. So I may come up with some type of payment tracking system so you guys can track your bills, so you can see what's the due date. Or maybe I'll tweak the utilization too for some tweak this one too. No, let's do it separately because we have installment loans, and installment loans have nothing to do with utilization. So I'll make a different worksheet where you guys can track your bills. I want you guys really to start tracking your bills. And even I have to work on some of this. So me and Babe talk about how we were going to start tracking more of our bills more and send more money to the side. We're going over that on Sunday. But I'm going to put together what we're going to do because we're going to have like worksheets and all that stuff. And we're using different apps on the phone, but on my phone and his phone. But I want to show you guys what they look like. So you guys can implement this in your life. When you guys start tracking your bills, you're going to start seeing where the money is leaving out and where it's coming in. So now it's a guaranteed. You can say, hey, this is my problem. I spend too much money going out to eat, or you'll look at your problem and say, hey, we don't even have that much money coming in. What's going on here? Or, hey, we spending too much money on this bill. Or since we took this trip, this is happening. Now I can see this where the money is going at. Oh man, I bought this at the store, so now this is where our money is leaving. But we're going to talk about that on Friday, about more of like budgeting and paying your bills early and paying them on time. We're going to talk about that on Friday. So we have 14 minutes left, you guys. So let me go through these last comments that we have. I'm going to process. I'm a real MVP. Let me not skip that. Oh, thank you. This is very helpful. Oh, that's good. I pray that this is helpful. And I try not to look at the numbers, how many people is coming in. I just want to focus on making sure I help you guys. Like, because I remember not knowing what to do. Like, I remember, losing my mind, pulling my hair out, like literally pulling my hair out about these different things. So hopefully this is really helping you guys. I know somebody got to add me to Clubhouse. One of my friends here, I need to contact her and call her and let her know I got my new phone, because she said somebody got to add you to Clubhouse. So I let them know that, I might get it later on, but I'm definitely going to go ahead and join the Clubhouse. I'm in the process of buying a home. You tried doing the shopping cart, but it didn't work. Now I'm trying to get the inquiries off my credit. I got most of them. Oh, that's good. Your credit score went up and getting late payments off. Okay, when you start getting inquiries off your credit reports too, I see people, their credit score may go up, 10, 20, 30 points. So that's good that you're working on those inquiries, and you should see your credit score go up instantly too, especially if, they agree to remove them inquiries from your credit reports. Like when I worked to get my inquiries removed and I was able to get it removed in 4 hours, my credit score went up instantly. So definitely that is good that you're working on that. And if you're not able to get all of your accounts removed from your credit reports, just make sure you have these basics. Make sure you don't have more than $2,000 in collections. Some companies may say $1,000 in collections. So to make sure you try to stay around the $2,000 or $1,000. Don't have more than $2,000 or $1,000 in collections. If you have any charge-offs on your credit reports, that's okay. Just understand that they're going to use that in your debt. So that means you're going to be able to afford less of a house. They're going to say, hey, you got this charge off for this amount. So, this debt, you're going to be able to afford less of a house. But just make sure that your charge off is at a zero balance. If it's not at a zero balance, you may try to even think about, especially if you know you want to get a $300,000 house, and you right now, since all the debt you got, you only can get a $250,000 house. You may want to think about trying to call these companies with these charge offs. If you're not able to get them removed from your credit reports, you may want to call them and settle some type of settlement, so that you can get approved for the $300,000 house, because those charge offs, they're going to include that in your debt. And then too, when it comes down to buying a house, I tell people to always check on your student loans. If you guys do not have a student loan payment, they're going to figure 1% of all your student loans, your complete balance. That's how much your payment is going to be. So say like you got $60,000 in student loans, right? They're going to figure $600 per month is going to go towards your student loan payment if you start paying it. But you may be able to call the student loan company and get an actual, they'll be able to let you know the actual number that you can pay. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because of this. If you're trying to get the house, they want you to have some type of balance there. I mean, not balance, but monthly payment. So even if you have the $60,000 in student loans and your monthly payments altogether come up to $100, that's good. But if you guys are in deferment right now and you're not paying on your student loans and you got a $0 monthly payment, they're going to assume 1% of your balance. So if it's $60,000, they're going to assume 1% of that which is going to be $600, they're going to assume that that's going to be your monthly payment. So now they're going to take that out of your, they're going to use that as your debt. And don't forget, when it comes down to your debt to income ratio, they're going to add up all of your debts and they're going to figure out how much you have coming in. And they're going to say, hey, I understand that you make all of this money, but your bills are so high, including your student debt, $600 in student loans that we could possibly got down to $100. They're going to assume you got your student loans, your car, you got these credit cards. You cannot afford that much of a house. So if you have student loans in your credit reports and they're approving you for less money than you want to get approved for, just make sure that you have some type of balance reporting to your student loans, because it's real. It's real. Because I had a client that tried to buy a house and she could not buy a house because her student loans were reporting a zero balance. And I told her, I know it sounds crazy, but you literally 2 months away from getting your house, like literally. So I told her, call the student loan company. She already got approved, but I told her, call the student loan company and tell them to give you some type of bill, like give you a monthly payment. Even if it's $2, $10, some dollars, something, it has to have a number there. Because if it don't have a number, they're going to assume 1% of your balance, which is way more than what you would probably pay, you guys. 1% of your balance, you will pay way more. I mean, you'll pay way more for the 1% than you would they give you an actual number. So try to have them give you some type of number as a monthly payment. And then when they give you that number as a monthly payment, then that can lower your debt. So that's my little spiel about the different accounts on your credit reports. And make sure utilization is really low. Seriously. Oh, you guys, I did not mean to do that. I clicked the button and it all is left. But let's see. So Mimi said, thanks. You're welcome. You're welcome. This is great down to earth education. Thank you, Rickita. You're welcome. That's good. I want to make sure that you guys understand and think about like me telling you my experience so that you be like, oh, I'm going through that too, Rickita. Okay, I know what to do now. I know what to do because I didn't know what to do. So now hopefully you guys are able to, learn and apply it to your life. And if you guys are in Clubhouse, let me know how I can get in. I'm gonna definitely ask her for that referral, whatever you have to do, so she can add me in. But hello. Oh yeah, I seen Clubhouse. We were out to eat. So we were out to eat, and she actually sold me Clubhouse on her phone. So I seen that was all audio. But I'm gonna see. You're right. I need to get in there definitely. But getting installment loans, where do you recommend? Start looking. Okay, so when getting installment loans, don't forget installment loans are your car can be an installment loan. It can be an installment account. You can also have, well, no, you're talking about loans. You want an installment loan. So keep this in mind. You only need one installment account on your credit report. So whenever you say installment loan, I'm just assuming that you mean a personal loan. So let's not call it like an installment loan. Let's call it a personal loan. Because installment account, you only need one on your credit report. So if you already have a car, you already have a mortgage, if you already signed up for that self account I told you guys about, you don't have to worry about getting any installment accounts. You already have that one, right? But if you need to get an actual personal loan, then I always tell people to go to the credit union and get a loan. And it's going to be an installment account. So a personal loan is an installment account. So I always tell people to go to a credit union, try to get a loan with them. And I told you guys, like when I had a 620 credit score, I was able to get loans through the credit union. So a 620 is not hard to get at all. I was able to go to the credit union and get loans. So definitely start there. And if you just mean installment account in general, right? You didn't mean like installment loan. You want to just get an installment account. If you cannot go to the credit bureau, if you cannot go to the credit unions and you need an installment account on your credit report, you guys can sign up for that self account. So let me drop that down below too. And some people go and get loans. They want to get a loan so bad that they sign up for accounts like the One Main Financial and stuff like that. They have high interest rates on those accounts. So I always tell people, try to go to a credit union because you can get a lower interest rate when it comes down to your personal loans, which will be an installment account on your credit report. So if you guys want to get a loan, definitely start with those credit unions because they can give you the best rate. But if you're thinking, I just need to get that installment account, Rickita, that you're talking about, then let me see if I can find this. Then I want you guys to sign up for the self account, and I'm going to drop the link so you guys can have it. So yeah, here go that self account right here. You guys can go ahead and sign up for self, and they'll report to credit bureaus for you guys. But let me know if that's what you meant though. Did you mean like a personal loan, or did you mean you just need to get an installment account? I haven't acquired. Wait, I have an inquiry until April 2021 with FingerHub, but the account is closed. Wait, what do you mean you have an inquiry until April 2021? Do you mean you have that inquiry on your credit report and it will fall off? You say until it will fall off April 2021? If you guys have an account, like say with your FingerHUD account, if you guys sign up for that account and they gave you a hard inquiries can stay on your credit reports for 2 years. So if your FingerHUD account is closed right now, maybe you applied for it 2 years ago, then it's normal. It's normal for that account to take, for the inquiry to take 2 years to fall off. That's normal. But if you have, I don't know, I guess that's the only thing I can think, until, if you say until April 2021, I'm thinking you mean it's going to fall off of your credit report April 2021. So inquiries can stay on your credit reports for 2 years, you guys. So you're going to have 2 years unless you try to go in and remove that inquiry from your credit reports. It doesn't come off sooner. You're gonna go now. You have quite a few inquiries. I will have to revisit a video to remove inquiries. I have to go now and return tomorrow. Okay. Well, we got 3 more minutes, you guys. So I'll definitely see you tomorrow. I'm an installment account in journal. Okay, yeah. But if you guys want to get don't forget, installment account is installment account. It can be different things. It can be a car. It can be a house. It can be student loans, anything where you have a set monthly payment and you have a set like high balance or your balance, and you have a set amount of terms, which means, hey, I got this car payment, I have to pay on it for 60 months, something like that. Then you can see that's in installment accounts. Revolving accounts, they're credit cards. So those are the ones where as long as you have a set limit, but as long as you use the account and pay it back off, you have that limit available always. So installment loans, I guess you would just assume in personal loans. And if you guys want personal loans, go to a credit union for sure. Okay, yeah, so fall off and then close the account for no use. Yeah. Okay, so this is a good example too. Remember, you guys, I told you guys, if you do not use your account, so technically it's not even been 2 years yet, because that account is falling off April 2021. That means that they're going to they close that account before the 2 years. I tell you guys, if you don't use certain accounts, I tell you guys, go try to buy something every 6 months so that they don't close accounts. Because she said that they closed her accounts due to her not using it, but it hasn't even been 2 years yet. So remember, I told you guys that's the downside of having a zero balance. Somebody asked, is that bad to have a zero balance? Yeah, because if you don't use that account, they may close it. So that's like the downside to it all. Yes, I need help tracking my bills when monthly payments are due and where I'm spending money. I get stressed over when everything is shut down. I need to get past this stress. Thank you. You're welcome. So when do we definitely want to go into bills? That's a lot of the problem. That's the problem with a lot of people. So a lot of people, if you don't track your bills, you don't know where your money is going. So all of a sudden your money is gone and you're like, where did it go? You got to track those bills. But we're going to track those bills Friday. I believe that's Friday. Yeah, we're going to talk about what's a good credit score, and then we're going to go over we're going to talk about like what's a good credit score and all the different companies tomorrow, all the different credit cards, personal loans, what credit score you need to get these different things. But on Friday, we're definitely going to talk about paying your bills early, and we're going to talk about how to structure it. So I'll have a worksheet. If you guys are a part of my exclusive membership, so go to 750andupclub.com. And you guys can use the coupon code CREDIT101. Let me move my big head again. Use the coupon code CREDIT101, and you guys can get $30 off of your sign up. So definitely go there, because all of the worksheets I'm talking to you guys about, yeah, you guys get the lessons sometimes. Some lessons you didn't get. Like when I showed you guys how to do specific disputes, like how to type out a dispute letter, I didn't show you guys that. Only the exclusive members, people that's a part of my exclusive membership got that. But whenever I'm creating like new forms or new worksheets, all of those worksheets are available for the people that's inside my exclusive membership. Because usually if I create a new worksheet, I might charge, $20 for the worksheet or something. But if you guys are part of my exclusive membership, you guys automatically get that for free. So I'm going to have one for Friday where we're going to talk about paying your bills and even tracking your bills too, you guys. But let me see. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Hopefully it's really helping for you guys, and it's really helping you guys pay off, some of your debts and fix your credit. Can you help me? I have 18 inquiries and a 519 credit score, collections and some charge-offs. I don't know where to start to get my credit straight now. So listen, you guys, if you don't know where to start, and you guys probably want to start learning more about how to build your credit, if you guys are part of my exclusive membership, I literally made this membership. So if I'm not on YouTube, you guys, I will be inside the membership. I'll be going live inside the membership, because now all the time I want to be on YouTube. I don't want to give out too much of the game for free now. I got to have some type of living. So inside of my exclusive membership, that's where I make worksheets for you guys. That's where I teach you guys about credit. But if you have this situation where you got a 519 credit score, you got collections and charge-offs, and you don't know where to start, if you guys go back that way, please. You see sneaking in my video, like it's past 2 o'clock. See, I gotta get off this slide. This is my last question, you guys. But if you guys need help with your credit, don't forget, if you guys are part of my exclusive membership, you guys get free credit repair. So if you're like, Rickita, I understand you teaching about credit, I ain't got time for this. Like, can you do it for me? We offer free credit repair that in our exclusive membership, you guys. So definitely sign up for exclusive membership. If you like, Rickita, I want to learn about credit, I want to do disputes on my own, I want to learn how to remove items from the credit report, from my credit reports, then I teach you guys how to remove those accounts from your credit reports and how to boost your credit score. I give you guys my actual letters, because you got to send in letters to the credit bureaus, but I give you guys my actual letters that you can send into the credit bureaus. They're all part of my exclusive membership. So definitely join my exclusive membership. And if you have 18 inquiries and a 519 credit score, I understand you have those inquiries, but focus on removing those collections and charge-offs and possibly any late payments that you have. Focus on removing all of those accounts from your credit reports first. And as you start focusing on removing those accounts from your credit reports, you're going to see your credit score go up. And then I always tell people, get 4 credit cards and 1 installment account. Even though you have a 519 credit score, you still can get secure credit cards right now that can boost your credit score. And even this kickoff account, let me log out of here, because if you got a 519 credit score and you don't have this kickoff account, I know you're going to get at least, some type of points. I figure like 20, 40 points by just sign up for this kickoff account, if not even more. So let me share my screen so you can see the kickoff account, just in case you didn't see it. But I tell people, if you have the credit score that you have, you need to get some accounts. Get this kickoff account, right? Sign up for this kickoff account. You have to buy something for $10, but they're going to report a $500 credit card to your credit reports. So if you don't have any credit cards right now, you had a 519, sign up for this account, because they're going to report to your Equifax and your Experian credit report. So sign up for them. And then after you sign up for them, they're reporting to my credit bureau, my credit reports in 8 days. So when they report, your credit score should go up, which should make it easier for you to be able to apply for something like the Credit One Bank credit card. Now, the Credit One Bank credit card, they have a high annual fee, but at the same time, they give out the credit card, which can boost your credit score. So you can sign up for the Credit One Bank credit card. So you can click right here and see if you pre-qualify. Go ahead and fill out this application, and they're going to ask for your monthly income and not your yearly income. So you want to figure out how much you make per year, or just and then divide it by 12, or figure out how much you make every 2 weeks and then multiply that by 2. So your monthly income, you can go ahead and put your monthly income there and sign up for that credit card. You can also sign up for the Capital One credit card, you guys. So you can sign up for the Capital One. Remember, you need 4 credit cards. So find out which of these credit cards you want to sign up for and just sign up for them. So you can sign up for the Platinum and you can sign up for the Quicksilver. Now, if Capital One don't want to mess with you, they're like, no. Remember, get that kickoff first. Wait till the kickoff is reported to your credit reports, and then sign up for the Capital One and the Credit One. But if they don't want to give you a credit card after you sign up for that kickoff account, then I suggest you sign up for the Credit Builder card. Sign up for the credit builder card. This is a secure credit card. It's a secure credit card. But if you guys sign up for this card right here, then you're going to see your credit score go up if you guys don't have any credit cards. And you only have to put a $200 balance down, $200 deposit down. But listen, you're not going to get a hard inquiry at all, which is really good. So you don't have to worry about getting additional inquiries. And they're going to report to the credit bureaus in as little as 2 weeks. So the last person I seen sign up for this account, their credit score went up like 87 points. And they didn't have any credit cards at all. So that's why I suggest this credit card still. And if you guys cannot get that credit card and you need to get some type of credit card, look into getting an Open Sky credit card. This is another secure credit card that you can put anywhere between $200 down, $200 down up to $3,000 down. So you guys can go ahead and check this account out. Check this one out also. Now, if you guys want to go with the big shebang, you want to spend extra money, but you want a $5,000 account reporting to your credit reports, I always tell people, even if your credit score is that low, you can still get approved for this $5,000 account. You can sign up for the My Jewelers Club. So you'll have to put $99 down, and then you have to buy something for $100. And I always tell people to buy like a watch or something, but buy something for $100, which is one of the, you can buy 2 of these watches, one of the watches, buy something for $100, and then they'll report a $5,000 account to your credit reports. And I don't care if you had a bankruptcy, foreclosure, your credit score is in the 300s. You can still get this account. They approve almost anybody. Only way that they want to prove you is if they can't verify you. But the New Coast Direct, this is another account that you guys can get. When you sign up for this one, it's going to be $95 to sign up for it. And then two, after you guys sign up for this New Coast Direct credit card, they're going to report a $5,000 account from your, they're going to report a $5,000 credit card to all 3 credit bureaus. So you can sign up for this too. So if I were in your situation, say if you don't have any credit cards, and let me see if you said anything about having any credit cards. Well, you turned down it. No, said you turned down the Capital One. No, don't turn it down. If you don't have 4 credit cards, call them back. Say, hey, I changed my mind. I need to get that credit card off you. But get that credit card. And if you can, get the New Coast Direct in the My Jewelers Club. Like when I signed up for the New Coast Direct in the My Jewelers Club, my credit score went up 60 points. So I always tell people, definitely sign up for the New Coast Direct in the My Jewelers Club. And then that can help even boost your credit score up too, if you have a high utilization too, because I talked about that earlier in class. But at least get the 4 credit cards. Best way to find out your annual income is to multiply your hourly wages by 2080. Yeah, you can do that too. You can do that. Or you can just figure out how much you get paid every 2 weeks and then how many checks you're going to get and just multiply it that way. Sometimes, well, think about it like this. Sometimes people, they overthink different things. Like, I don't do it anymore. I don't suggest it anymore, but you can do it, right? When you guys, apply for like the Capital One, the Credit One Bank, you apply for different credit cards. A lot of times, they're not a big bank. They're not going to tell you to bring in any proof of income. So I realized some people, they were applying for credit cards and saying that they're making, maybe they didn't make that much. They were only making $10,000, $20,000, $40,000 per month. I mean, not per month, but per year. And I realized if you were to put a higher amount down, you had a greater chance of getting approved. So a lot of people start putting that higher amount down, so that they can get that approval. But I'm not telling y'all to do it. I'm just telling y'all they're not going to ask for proof. I'm just telling y'all the little trick. They're not going to ask for proof. But it's up to you guys on what you need to do. I can do the $99 down. The code doesn't work. Oh, let me see. Let me make sure it's working, man. I'm glad you told me that. Let me make sure. You said it's not working, so let me see. And if you guys pay for me to start working on your credit, I added everybody that was a part of my credit program. I added all you guys into the exclusive membership too. So you guys automatically got access. So all you got to do is just check your email and you guys have a lifetime access too. And if you guys want lifetime access, say if you don't want to put a down payment down and pay every month, you want to just pay one set fee, call or text us because we can go ahead and give you that link so you can just pay that one-time fee and then you'll be in that membership forever. You'll be a part of the membership forever. So let me see if you guys, coupons. So credit 101. Let me see. Let me add that one. It should work. So it should work. Let me try it though. Saying it should work and it don't work, it doesn't matter. I don't care. It's not working. So let me see. Okay, so here's the let me give you the direct link so you guys can, if you guys are on here right now, you want to sign up. If you want to pay like a one-time fee, you're like, hey Rickita, I want to pay a one-time fee, then you guys can do this right here. You guys can use this link and you guys can get the $30 off of the one-time lifetime membership fee. So no matter how many new products I come out with and it's on that program, you guys are automatically going to be able to get your percentage off of my products, and anything that's an exclusive membership, you guys are going to be in there forever. You don't have to worry about paying a monthly fee. If you're like, Rickita, I cannot afford that, but give me the other discount link, then here is that link, and it already takes the $30 off for you guys. So here's that other link that you guys can use. That's if you guys want to make payments. Then that's the other link. And they automatically got the $30 off. So is it okay to pay the kickoff account or should I pay? So I talked about with the kickoff account, I paid mine off. I just paid mine off. So I don't think it really matters if you paid off all the way or not, but I just paid mine off. They reported to the credit bureaus in 8 days that I had a $500 credit card. So it really doesn't matter. And if you guys are like me, you may forget about the bill, or you switch your debit cards around, or you turn your debit cards on and off, just like your credit reports. I do that sometimes too. Then I don't want to put that on an auto payment. I just like to pay it right away. So you can pay it right away. It really doesn't matter. Awesome hair today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all like my hair today? I have to wear my hair like this today because I'm not so disciplined, and I don't want to be too disciplined when doing my hair, flat ironing it, because I realize it's breaking off with me flat ironing it. And you guys can see I just added color, and yeah, I don't want to mess it up. But thank you, thank you, thank you. All it is a wash and like 4 braids. Maybe I should show you. I'm gonna make a video tonight. I made so many videos. I need to really put them out because a lot of like women watch me, or some men I guess just into it, but maybe they can show their wife or girlfriend. But I gotta put the videos out too to show you guys like how I do different things other than just my credit, but just my hair and all of that stuff too. But I'm gonna show you guys how you guys can do your hair like this too. What is a kickoff account? That kickoff account is a $500 credit account that they can add to your credit reports. So that's that account where I was showing you that you have to buy something for $10, and then they'll add it to your report. Hold on. See, that's why I got to hurry up and get off of here. Here's a kickoff account. So don't forget, today is Wednesday. I thought you guys got to hurry up and get on these kids. But yeah, you guys, I'll see you guys later. And hopefully you guys got all the information that you need. Don't forget, I dropped the link so you guys can do the one-time. You guys can pay a one-time fee for the lifetime membership, or you guys can go ahead and pay that one payment now, down payment, then pay every month. So can I go from the monthly to the? Yeah, you can. If you pay for it, call us and we'll just send you an invoice. But call us. Our phone number is 833 Rickita. So call us and text us and say, hey, I paid on a monthly, and just make sure you didn't pay any. I'll say you guys have 5 days to change your mind, and you guys can go ahead and get upgraded. But yeah, call us or text us and we'll hear from you. How much is it for the new Coast Direct? I can't leave you guys. I just want to answer all your questions. It's $200 for that. So you got to pay $95, but you have to buy something for $100. So yeah, it's gonna be $200.